Mountain Mustang, I think that it's exemplified by, you look at our kids. They're tough, they're focused, they're competitors, man. We preach competition. Our kids will go out there right now and practice, and they're going to be competing. In the classroom, they're going to be competing. On Friday nights, they're going to compete. And then, I think probably the biggest piece of that for us and what it really means is we're relationship driven. Our kids do a phenomenal job at, embracing that team mentality. We got a lot of phenomenal athletes, a lot of phenomenal players, but, on Friday nights, they all want that one thing, and that's the success of the team. So our kids really, embrace that and embrace, creating an edge. They want to be able to play with one. They want to create an edge to where, on a Friday night, that's going to be the key for us.
I think the keys to scoring on Kennesaw Mountain's defense is to stay disciplined. They have a really good D-line, linebackers, so we just got to execute the game plan like Coach Ironside has told us.
The keys to stop Osborne's offense from scoring this week is just to stay disciplined, keep our eyes on our keys, and just play hard, fast, physical.
Osborne's a very good team because they are extremely well coached in all three phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. So they're going to be where they're supposed to be. They do a good job. The kids play with great effort, and they're super athletic. So they're very dangerous, especially at skill positions. So we got to do a good job of making sure our guys are ready to go.
If I could describe our linebacker core, a very diverse group of people, of men. We have Grant Williams, more of a run stopper. Me, I'm more of like a hybrid safety type. Then our two outside linebackers, they're willing to do whatever it takes, drop in coverage, come down, stop the run, play in the trenches. So I think we have a good, solid linebacker core here at Osborne.
The Cardinals are big game ready.
We Cardinals are ready to beat Kennesaw Mountain this week, homecoming. Be ready to be there.
We're big game ready, and it's time to burn the boats. Me and the Cardinals, we big game ready.
The Mustangs are big game ready.
Hey, we Kennesaw Mountain and we big game ready. D-line trench mount, come on, baby.
At Osborne High School, Marietta, Georgia, we got a matchup between two 5-0 teams, the Osborne Cardinals and the Kennesaw Mountain Mustangs. Start of Region 5 7A play here tonight. I'm Colin Oakes. Joining me, as always, lead recruiting analyst for SI All-American Austin Brooks. Tell us about Kennesaw Mountain here, the visiting team. Let's start with the Mustangs.
Yeah, we will start with the Mustangs. Obviously a 5-0 football team. Hey, they have found out who they are through four-quarter fights. Already had 2 four-quarter football games this year to start the season against Cass High School, and then just a couple weeks ago against North Paulton. They know who they are through 4 quarters. They have established an identity as a football team, and it's a balanced attack offensively, led by Cayman Prangley, the senior quarterback. They're going to run it and throw it tonight, well balanced to both. Look for number 19, Caden Lee, to be primarily featured offensively. I think the keys for them are tackling early and starting fast. This is an Osborne football team that's playing with a lot of confidence. We're going to talk about them here in a second. But for Kennesaw, on the road tonight, a pretty packed environment here at Osborne High School. You're going to have to start fast, avoid turnovers early. Let's flip over on the other side of the football, talk about Osborne a little bit. Look, dude, this is a football team that has scored 50 points per game through their first 5 games of the season. They are leading 7A in both points per game and points allowed per football game. Now, a lot of people around the state of Georgia will look at that first 5-game slate and they'll say, look, they haven't really played anybody. Tonight, they're going to find out who they are against one of what we would call one of the big boys in 7A football, Kennesaw Mountain, a team that we knew coming into the season they might be 5-0 at this point in the year. I don't think anybody would have said that about this Osborne football team. So hats off to Coach Salam and Coach Ironside and all these guys for this Osborne coaching staff. They've got this team ready to play.
Yeah, and speaking of Osborne, you said it, Kennesaw Mountain 5-0, not such a surprise. Osborne, first time since 1994, this football team has won more than 3 games in a season, and they're 5-0 entering tonight, starting region play.
I mean, think about how much confidence these kids have to have, right? Coach Salam was telling me pregame, just this time 2 years ago during spring practice, so 18 months ago, this is a football team from Osborne that only had 27 football players on it. Here we are 18 months later, the second season of Coach Salam's kind of regime here at Osborne, and he's got this team 5-0. Again, say what you want about the schedule. Guys, they scored 75 points in a matter of 2 weeks. I don't care who you play. When you rack it up like that, this is an offense that can score and a defense that flies to the football.
And the defense giving up 5 games, a total of 42 points. Like you said, leading the entirety of 7A in both categories. This will be their first real true test, though. Kennesaw Mountain is one of the juggernauts here in this.
You know, honestly, Colin, I thought one of the most impressive things I found when I was kind of scouting Osborne is how balanced of an attack that they can have. I've seen them win football games throwing it 32 times for 364 yards against Woodstock, right? Throwing 5 touchdowns in game number 1. Week number 2, they turned around, they rushed it for 355 yards on 45 attempts against Chattahoochee. This is a football team. The next 2 weeks would go on to score 75 points. This team knows how to win and how to score in a multitude of categories. That'll be difficult for Kennesaw Mountain to stop. I was talking to Coach Carmine in pregame, and he said the number one thing they're going to have to do is get lined up correctly and rally to the football and tackle. This is an offense from Osborne. Dude, they're trying to run 95 plays tonight. They're trying to run as many plays as they can and score as many points and get as many opportunities and cracks at it as they possibly can. I'm stoked for tonight because I think we have 2 really, really highly efficient and confident offenses that are scoring north of 40 points a game, 50 for Osborne. I think we're going to see some points tonight, Colin.
And we are just moments away from kickoff here. It is homecoming at Osborne. Great environment here. 5-0 team kicking off region play, homecoming. Beautiful night, perfect weather. Couldn't ask for anything more.
I got to be honest. I've been a recruiting analyst for 3 seasons now. I've never been to Osborne High School, and when I pulled up today at 5:30, I felt a real sense of an environment of high school football. When you pulled up at 5:30, we still got cars shuffling in right now as we turn behind and look at the parking lot. This is a football program that is just now kind of getting enthusiastic about football, and it's because of what these young men are doing in between the hashes and in between the lines here on Friday night at Osborne High.
I mean, it's a great story here for Osborne. I mean, just going last year, they were 1-9, and now they're 5-0. Really uncharted waters here, but everyone is ready, and they are hyped, and they are glad to see a winning team on the field, and we'll see what they have for the Mustangs.
I think it's really important that no matter what happens tonight, Osborne responds at the first moment of momentum that swings in Kennesaw Mountain's way.
And the opening kickoff goes back for a touchback, so the Mustangs will start up at the 20-yard line.
We're going to get our first look at Cayman Prangley. A mid-major recruit right now on the Power 5 level, starting to get some looks, has been getting some looks. I call him a point guard, right? His job in this offense is facilitate to the weapons. But most importantly for Cayman tonight, guys, he's their leading rusher, okay? He is going to do the bulk of the carries, the bulk of the lead in terms of the workload at the quarterback position, and they're just now getting their guy back at the running back position, number 24, Tyshawn Jenkins. Been banged up a little bit the last couple weeks. You're going to get a look at him tonight, as well as the Miami commit at center, one of the best centers in the state of Georgia, Connor Liu, probably the best center in the state of Georgia, at least in that 2023 class. I'm a Cortez Smith fan myself in that 2025 class, but we got a ways to go before we talk about him. Connor Liu, number 75, going to get a good look at him tonight against this odd front from Osborne that's going to feature a true nose.
Yep, big boy center there, Connor Liu, 6'4", 285, good guy
really
to have
lean,
leading the
dude.
line.
Really, really lean.
Yep.
A lot of muscle mass on him, too.
And here is Prangley, fakes the handoff, looking downfield. He's going to go deep shot, and he's got a receiver open, and that is caught. That is Taylor to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, opening play, 80-yard touchdown pass, Prangley to Taylor, my goodness.
Yeah, Prangley on the play action, wastes no time in this football game, taking a shot early, gets Taylor on the backside post, corner just letting him get on top of him a little bit. Prangley doing a really good job there of not overthrowing the receiver. He got a wide open guy streaking down the middle of the field down there on that post. Just make sure it's a completable ball. Hit your layup right there. Great job by this Kennesaw Mountain offense of starting early. One of the first things we talked about tonight.
And we got the picket fence here for the extra point. We'll see if they get into formation. But yeah, and you said it. It's going to be how Osborne responds. And, well, the right first play, we'll see. Great opening shot taken by the Mustangs, and the extra point is good. And it is 7-0 here, 16 seconds into the ballgame.
You said it right. It's a football team last year in Osborne that only won 3 football games, right? Went 3-9, and now all of a sudden they're a 5-0 football team. this is the very first time they've been punched in the mouth. So it's going to be very, very important for Coach Salam and this coaching staff from Osborne to make sure the body language is correct, the response is correct, and the attitude is correct here on this opening drive from your offense. I told you we'd see some points tonight. I didn't realize I didn't think it was going to be that fast. 75 plays, snap one, but it is what it is.
I don't think the scoreboard is going to have enough digits. We got to slow down at some point, but we'll see how Osborne responds as Kennesaw Mountain is set to kick off. That would be, yes, Ty Roldan, the kicker for the Mustangs.
He's just really impressed with the amount of athletic bodies that Osborne has. And I asked Coach Slums, you only had 27 guys last spring. Where'd you find them? Were you walking the halls? And he kind of laughed and said, yeah, we were.
And the kick is going to be fielded at the 12. Cutting up the middle. He's got a seam. Going to the stiff arm. Getting away to the 40. So look at that.
That's number 6, Khalif Waters. He does everything for this football team. He's the leading rusher and the leading receiver on this squad through 5 games. He's got 1,000 yards of total yards from line of scrimmage on offense. 600 yards rushing, 400 yards receiving. He does just about everything, including make plays in special teams.
So Roldan with the short kickoff. And like you said, good kick return by Walters up to the 40. So Osborne with a little bit of momentum here to start the drive with the good kickoff return. And we're going to have 2 receivers to each side. Walters in the backfield. And that looks like it's going to be a offside.
Yeah, you're going to get an encroachment on Jalen Mosen down here on the bottom.
Was a little too quick on the jam on the receiver there.
Just
that was
a tad
Tyree
bit.
Cook. You can't jam the receiver before the snap. That is a penalty. So it'll be 1st and 5 now for the Cardinals. It is Deuce Burr at quarterback. Walters to his right. And the handoff is to Walters. He's going off the guard, and that's going to be a swarm tackle there for the Mustangs, about a yard short of the first down.
But you'll notice they'll get right back on it, and they'll continue to play and play fast. As long as their defense is not completely gassed, which they shouldn't be, they gave up a 1-play score, they will continue to get on the rock and run it.
We got 2 receivers stacked to the near side. Walters to the right of Burr. Burr takes a snap, fakes it to Walters, and he's going to run for the first, getting up to the Mustangs' 46-yard line. First down for the Cardinals.
Yeah, David Atachu, the defensive end, almost had the ball carrier in the backfield, couldn't quite wrap him up. Deuce Burr doing a good job of picking up the first down right there on the quarterback keeper.
1st and 10 now for Osborne. We got trips to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Burr in the shotgun, takes the snap. Screen pass, catch is made, but tackled immediately for a loss of 2 yards on the play. That was Lamari Robertson on the catch.
I thought it was a good job by Ethan Voltaire right there, number 11, the slot nickel corner right there, doing a great job of defying the initial block, right? 84, the slot receiver, doing a decent enough job of trying to get hands on right there. Voltaire being the more aggressive football player, shedding the block and getting the TFL right there in the backfield, setting up a 2nd and 12 right here for Osborne. Not necessarily advantageous, but again, this is an offense that can throw the football, thrown for over 1,000 yards already through 5 games.
We have a flag on the play.
Going to get in another encroachment against Kennesaw Mountain.
Well, it's definitely going to help. It makes it back to a 2nd and 7, so that erases the tackle for loss play.
I think they got Jacob Smith or perhaps number 92, Hellman Gatewood, right there lined up in the neutral zone.
Interesting they blew that one
typically
dead,
you get
though.
a warning, right? Typically, hey, back up 50, back up 92, whatever it is. 2nd encroachment called without a fault. Like, they didn't actually jump right there. They just lined up in the neutral zone.
Motion receiver.
6 in the flat.
Bird to, blown up the play. Incomplete on the pass to Walters.
That's Melvin Imuama right there coming down into the flat, seeing the arrow route from the running back coming out of the backfield, keying initially and keeping his head out of the play. That's the important thing nowadays in football when you got a defenseless receiver like we had right there. You got to keep your head out of the play. You don't want to lead with that crown of your helmet. That's how we get from 3:15 to the offense. Right here, 3rd and 8 for Osborne. What's in the playbook?
They got 4 wides, 2 to each side. Walters in the backfield. Burr in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes to Walters, and big hands-up play there, batting that down. That was Jacob Smith, the nose tackle.
Yeah, it's a batted ball at the line of scrimmage, and Osborne going to be forced to pull the punt unit onto the field. You know, if your defense had sustained or gotten a stop, or at least forced Kennesaw Mountain to maybe sustain a drive, you might think about going for it right here on 4th down, but hey, kick it back to them. Maybe actually allow your defense to settle in right here.
Yeah, that's a good call. You don't want to give the Mustangs the ball with good field position, especially with what they just did on their opening drive. And that punt is blocked. And, well, you know, might as well have gone for it because that punt's probably going to go for about a yard.
I think Ethan Voltaire was the one who ended up getting in there. Maybe Jalen Moson perhaps was the one with the punt block, but I thought it just took a little bit too much time to develop right there. Number 7, Tyree Cook, obviously not a punter. He's not going to be a punter.
Yeah.
So I thought it took a little bit too long. We got to catch and get that thing out. I know they're a rugby-style team. They like to run that athlete and let them kick it on the move. But, hey, we got to be a little bit quicker with the operation.
Yeah, it almost looked like Cook was thinking about taking off and running for it. I was about to call a fake punt, and then just took too long. And, like you said, Voltaire was able to get a hand on it.
Kennesaw Mountain right here in 12 personnel. Got 2 tight ends on the field, number 88 and number 48.
We got another pre-snap penalty.
They're going to call false start. I don't know exactly who they called it on, but that is 3 pre-snap penalties right now for Kennesaw Mountain. I'm sure Coach Carmine, despite the early lead right here and the good stop from your defense and a good first-place score from your offense, still doesn't take away from the fact that you've had 3 pre-snap penalties in a matter of, 2.5 minutes of game time.
Yeah, coaches do not like those pre-snap penalties.
Those are things we can fix, Colin. Those things we can eliminate.
It's things you should, fundamentals of football, really. And here's the snap to Prangley's, hands it off. That is Jenkins, I believe, not able to move the pile much. Gain very minimal yardage on that
carry.
I see
what Kennesaw Mountain's offensive coordinator saw on the first snap of the game. They're leaving both of these wide receivers in Caden Lee and number 1 out there. Jaden Taylor, essentially all by themselves out there with just a little bit of safety help. So pay attention as we get trips to the bottom of your screen with Caden Lee, the 4-star wide receiver at the top of your screen. Look for him.
And that was Brian Simpkins on the carry, not Jenkins. 34, not 24 in the backfield. Like you said, Caden Lee up top, single coverage. Fake to Simpkins.
Oh, I like that.
In the slot. Going up the field for the completion was Daniel Karanja.
I like that play design. They faked a little screen down to Jaden Taylor and then took the slot receiver right there and just ran him right up, almost like a tight end pop pass, but from the number 3 receiver in a condensed set. It was a really, really well-designed play, and it snuck for about a 25-yard gain.
Karanja found the hole in the defense, like you said, 20 yards up, now into Cardinal territory. Here's Prangley with the pass. There it is to Lee. Lee makes the catch, gets out of bounds, thrown out of bounds.
I've seen Caden since he's about 14 years old, working with Terrence Edwards over there in the bubble on the west side of Atlanta. I truly believe he's got some of the best natural hands I've ever evaluated. When you go watch him practice, or if you go listen to him catch footballs during pregame or wherever he's catching footballs, you won't hear anything. It's almost as if the ball just arrives. It's not caught. It's just there. Soft hands, while also simultaneously being strong. It's rather fascinating.
Caden Lee, one-on-one coverage. Down the far side.
They're going to him.
And here it is, pass to Lee. He's open, makes the catch, trying to get to the end zone. He reaches across.
Uh-oh.
What's the call?
I think
going to call him down at the 1.
Going to call him down at the 1, and he's lucky because that ball did get loose, but I think they're going to call his knee down first prior to entering or crossing the plane. So, yeah, just as we called it, they had a one-on-one opportunity. Cayman Prangley doing a good job of reading the box and just pulling it as they get right back on the ball, and I'm sure they're going to run it here.
QB sneak,
Yeah, that's an easy
touchdown for Cayman Prangley, finishing off that drive.
You know, that's the advantage of having a senior quarterback, Colin, right? You have an explosive play. Offense is kind of getting set. Defense is kind of getting set. Hey, NASCAR, fast. Let's get on the ball right now. Let's run a little QB sneak. I like that a lot from Prangley. Just kind of understanding the situation of the football game, right?
Yeah. I want to ask your opinion on the previous play, reaching for the end zone there. I personally would rather you tuck the ball away, but you see kids reaching for that final yard all the time. Sometimes ends in disaster.
So it's all a coaching philosophy, right? Like me as a coach, I would teach, I want my playmakers to make plays, and whatever their natural instinct is to make a play, I don't want to inhibit that, right? I don't want to make Caden the next time he's trying to reach or make an extra effort play. I don't want him to second guess himself or think that he's not supposed to be doing that or play, safe, right? We don't want really good athletes to be playing any type of football safe. We want them to play on the edge. We want them to play with a high level of aggressiveness, and we want them to play with a high level of confidence, right?
And the extra point is good by Roldan. It is a 14-0 lead now for the Mustangs. 7:43 left here in the opening quarter of action.
So that was like a 4-play scoring drive? So a 1-play scoring drive and a 4-play scoring drive, essentially.
Had the good seam pass there to Karanja. I don't know. If I'm the Cardinals, I'd stop leaving Caden Lee one-on-one. That doesn't seem like a fair assignment for the cornerback.
I mean, if they want to rush for 6 yards a pop tonight, if you have to lighten the box and keep everything in front of you and try to live and die in the red zone, that might be a better opportunity, to your point, Colin.
And here's the kickoff by Roldan. It's a little pop kick up, fair caught, made at the 27-yard line. Little pooch kick there.
I think that would be my game plan, right? Like, if it's easy to say up here on the top of this box, but if I'm Osborne's defensive coordinator, I'm like, hey, we clearly can't stay in front of them now. Let's back off a little bit. Let's force their hand in the terms of they're running the football, and let's rally to the ball and tackle. Like that would be the defensive game plan for me. Offensively, you got to sustain a drive right now. The opposite of what you've done all year, which is score fast and score now. Right now, you got to kind of give that defense a break. They feel like they've been on the field the whole first half, or whole first quarter.
Just got to get a couple first downs here, get their offense in rhythm. Deuce Burr in the shotgun, fakes it to Walters, and he's going to get tackled for about a 1-yard gain on the sneak.
Yeah, the Mike linebacker, number 48, Mason Williams, does a good job coming downhill and making that tackle in the backfield.
You got Tyree Cook on the near sideline. 2 receivers out far. Burr takes the snap. This one is handed off to Walters, and he breaks a couple tackles, and he is still going. Getting about a hard-earned 6-yard gain there on that play for number 6.
I like him a lot, man. I think tonight we ought to count, just like we did a couple weeks ago with Justice Haynes, we ought to count the number of times the first defender gets him down. Right now, first defender is about 0 for 3 tonight when he's got the ball. So it'll be important to watch tonight.
And we got a timeout for the Mustangs as they would have had too many men on the field. Poor communication on the substitution, forcing the timeout.
So here on 3rd and 5, as an offensive coordinator, I think you've got to find a way to get Khalif Waters the ball out of the backfield. We told you at the beginning of the game he's their leading receiver, and that's for a reason, okay? This isn't an offense, despite the fact that they throw it about 22, 23 times a game for about 200 yards. This isn't an offense that really throws the ball or drives the ball downfield. It's about getting the ball into your playmakers' hands now and allowing them to make plays after the catch. That would be what I would be trying to dial up for Khalif Waters right now. Maybe we can get him matched up on a linebacker one-on-one. Perhaps we can get him a screen opportunity. Maybe we can get him working to the field, ball on the left hash right here. Whatever it is, we've got to get Khalif Waters the football and allow him to do what he's done so far, which is be your really only effective player in terms of making plays with the ball in his hands.
And to your point, Khalif Waters on the season, he's got 400 receiving yards to go along with his over 650 rushing yards.
super explosive out of the backfield as a ball-catching threat. It's averaging 23.5 yards per reception right now, and I think they're going to try to get him the ball here. Screen,
and
there it is.
Screen, and what a play made by Atachu, and he is going to the end zone. Pick 6 for the defensive end, David Atachu.
You know, it's unfortunate. Sometimes when I could stand up here in the box and guess maybe a halfback screen's coming on 3rd and 6, the defensive coordinator can as well. I guarantee you they were standing over there in that press or in that huddle right there after that timeout saying, hey, guys, 3rd and 6 right here. Eyes on screen. Be very, very aware if you're a defensive lineman and suddenly you are unblocked that it's probably for a reason. David Atachu doing a great job right there of creating a havoc play and not only picking the football off, but finishing the drill and scoring 6. Kennesaw Mountain with the dream of starts right here against this Osborne squad.
That was Atachu's 2nd interception on the season. First one returned for a touchdown for the senior defensive end.
Man, we still got people showing up to this football game. They're going to be really, really upset when they pull in and get seats.
Yeah, bit of a shocking score for the 5-0 hometown Osborne Cardinals as they trail 21-0 to the visiting Kennesaw Mountain Mustangs with 6:29 still in this first quarter to play. So how do you
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. How do you answer? How do you answer down 21-0 at the first quarter with 6 minutes?
You got to stop the flow of the Mustangs here. The Mustangs are just having their way with that. How do you kind of like?
So, all right, here's the answer.
Here's the answer.
If I have one play that we worked on all week through film study, we knew this play, when we call it, it's going to be a banger. It's going to hit. You call that sucker right now, and you try to get back into this football game. If you didn't find any of those during the week, or if they have to be called with kind of a bait play first, right? Like we run this play to open up this play, and you haven't ran the bait play yet, you best run the bait play now because you need to score quick.
And Walters feels the kickoff at the 5, gets it up to the 20, and he is plastered at the 20-yard line. That was Ethan Voltaire.
Ethan Voltaire has been all over the field today. He's made 2 special teams plays. Okay, one on a punt return, one on a kick return. He's made a big-time tackle on 3rd and long. Okay, guys all over the field tonight. Great start to this football game for Ethan Voltaire, the outside linebacker for Kennesaw Mountain, doing it on a variety of teams tonight.
So the time is now for the Cardinals. They need some kind of spark.
Understatement.
Don't want this thing to get even further out of reach.
It can be tough, though, Colin, because their only real success tonight so far has been running the football early, right? I mean, it's hard right now, down 21 points already with just 5.5 minutes into this football game. It's hard to not abandon the run, but you can't. You cannot abandon the run right now.
Got 4 out receivers, throw, and that was just a tad early there on the defensive play. I believe that was Josiah Abrams.
Yeah, they're going to get Abrams getting there just a little bit early.
Just a hair too soon.
Hey, I will tell you this, though. He did a great job of kind of reading the concept, though, right? Getting a hitch from number 1 and a speed out from number 2, or maybe the vice versa. Nonetheless, did a great job reading the concept and keying. Just got there a tad bit early. And that's an easy 10, maybe 15 yards for this Osborne football team.
Not a spot foul. It's a 15-yard penalty. Brings the ball up to the 34-yard line. Got 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Stacked formation. Walters in the backfield with Burr. Burr takes the snap. Here it is to Walters. Walters gets up to about the 36-yard line, 2-yard gain for Walters.
It's been a whole lot of standard inside zone tonight from this Osborne squad. I personally am a fan of counter against odd front football teams. Okay, I like to run a little bit more gap scheme than a traditional inside zone, but we don't want to talk too much X's and O's without the telestrator, right?
Right.
If I can't do the, hey, look at this jugger right here, we don't need to be doing none of that.
Got a 2nd and 8 now for Burr. Burr takes the snap. There's a good pass to Walters. He's got a little bit of space, puts his head down, gets across the 40-yard line, bring up about a 3rd and 4.
Love seeing that from the young quarterback and Deuce right there, right? Seeing corner blitz. As soon as we get corner blitz, let's immediately throw into the blitz, right? That's how you beat blitzing football teams. You throw right at their blitz. They're bringing corner, throw it to that running back, checking down into the flat where the corner came from, right? They add one, we hit them where they add.
Big third down here, 3rd and 4. Bird takes a snap, hands it off to Walters. Walters spins, and he dives. Should be enough right at the marker. We'll see if they give it to him.
They work him, they give him a rather large amount of workload every night. I don't know if they can win this football game without giving him maybe 30 touches on the ground tonight. He's their only productive offense so far to date, and there they tried to go to a gap scheme. They get called for another pre-snap penalty.
And that is going to be another free 5 yards for the Cardinals, courtesy of the Mustangs.
So just as I call it, right, just I asked for it, say, hey, we got to get out of this inside zone. We got to start pulling some guys, work on some angles. They're giving you really, really good angles right now. What you're seeing from Osborne, they're bringing 94, the tight end in right now. They got 40, the H-back in right now. Watch for them to down block on that front side and then pull backside offensive lineman.
So 1st and 5. Fake to Walters. Bird's going to go up the middle himself for another first down.
And there it was. They ran quarterback counter. They brought the backside guard, brought the H back, and then led Burr right down at B gap right there. Solid football plan right now from Osborne. And this is what we kind of talked about earlier in the game, Colin. This is an offense that has found ways to score in a multitude of facets this year. They've thrown the ball. They've won through the air. They've won on the ground. Unfortunately, as soon as they get some momentum right here, they kick themselves in the foot or shoot themselves in the foot with a false start.
Yeah, some kind of formation penalty there's going to erase the first down, brings it back. 1st and 10 now. Burr gets the call from the sideline. Seeing a lot of four receiver sets out of the Cardinals offense here.
Well, I mean, is 7 Tyree Cook a wide receiver? Because he's 6'3", 205. Is 84 the tight end, the slash slot receiver, wide receiver? I don't really know.
And that was thrown into a mass of bodies, trying to set up the screen there to Cook. Broken up again by Voltaire.
I'm telling you, he's had one of the best first quarters I think we've called all season. I mean, the guy has made nothing but plays so far. He did a great job there sniffing out another screen into the boundary. I think if Cook can manage to get his hands on that ball, they got blockers downfield, that play might have broke.
Trying to set up a little slipstream screen. Voltaire not allowing that to be successful. And here's the snap to Burr. Burr takes a look, and he's going to take off.
Going to get a hold.
Flag looks like in the holding area. We'll see what the call is.
Yep, that'll be coming back. So again, what was about to be a 3rd and 2 is now about to turn into a 2nd and maybe 20. Those are the things, obviously, you can't do. You're down 21 points. You've got to score on this drive, and here we are. 2 consecutive plays with 2 consecutive penalties for Osborne.
Yeah, they were starting to put together a solid drive, and now it's back into a very difficult situation. 2nd and 18, it looks like. My math is correct. Spot foul on the hold. So, yeah, 2nd and 18 now for the Cardinals.
Hometown announcer saying 19, so somebody's wrong.
Not me.
Not you.
No, I'm looking at the yardage. I'm doing the count.
Not me.
Sorry, hometown announcer, but
no, sir.
And we got 2nd and 20 on the scoreboard. So hey, it's one of the three. 2nd and whatever. Here's the throw, and 2 receivers just. That was really awkward. Cook just kind of leapfrogged over. That was Lamari Robertson, who seemed to have tripped.
Basic offensive concepts. We don't want to run 2 guys to one spot. That's no bueno, senor.
Not how the coach drew that one up.
All right, so 3rd and 20 right here. This is what we call the don't turn it over play call. Halfback draw, quarterback draw, anything that doesn't put the ball at risk type of play right here is what you call.
And here's the 3rd down play. Burr throws over the middle. Tough catch to be made, was not able to be completed to Robertson. Is going to bring on the punt team.
Felt like they had guys in a similar spot there as well.
Yeah, I feel like someone's running the wrong route. If not, then they should probably redraw that play. They had 3 receivers within probably a 5-yard radius of each other.
Look how they were trying to run. If you're an NCAA 14 player, look how they were trying to run tight end attack out of bunch, right? Run 2 guys on angles and try to read 1 defender, but both guys ran a little too sharp.
And this punt is away. It's going to bounce out of bounds at around the 30-yard line, and that's where the Mustangs will start their next drive up 21-0 now, 3:24 in the first quarter.
Whew. Some easy points on the board so far for Kennesaw Mountain, right?
Yep.
I mean, you had a pick 6, you had first play of the game, touchdown on a 75-yard post route, and then you had a 3-play scoring drive. It ain't been hard right now for the Mustangs, so come out and do what you've been doing, I guess is the game plan here.
Well, not a successful drive for the Cardinals on the scoreboard, but it did give their defense some rest. So we'll see if that helps here as they try to contain this offense for Kennesaw Mountain. And got to keep an eye on number 19 there, Caden Lee.
Front. 6 guys walked up on the line of scrimmage right now.
Motion. Here's the snap to Prangley, handed off to Simpkins, and he is wrapped up for a loss of about 5 on the play. There's a flag, though.
We mentioned perhaps Osborne needing to lighten in the box and maybe play some pass. Nope.
Total opposite.
They're good. Yeah, they're good. They're going to stay in what they do, which apparently is single high man coverage tonight.
Well, it worked on that play. Check the flag. Going to decline the penalty on the Mustangs, so it's now 2nd and 15. Good start for the Cardinals on this defensive possession.
I just know good offenses don't run into heavy boxes over and over again. Eventually, they'll RPO you to death. They'll do something to make you take those 6 guys you got in the box right now and lighten them up a little bit.
Got 2 receivers out to each side. It's Jenkins in the backfield. Prangley takes the snap, and not looking for that ball there was the tight end,
and they got Kyle. I mean, they got a quarterback pressure right there as Prangley has to get picked up off the turf, and he looks like he's feeling that one just a little bit. And that first contact feels a little good, you know what I mean, Petey?
Good to see a little fight out of the Cardinals here. Got Mustangs backed up into a 3rd and 15. Needless to say, got to get off the field here in this down and distance.
Absolutely. And it looks like they're going to play a little bit of zone coverage based off what I'm seeing off of alignment.
They got Jenkins motioned out.
Rush 3, drop 8 right here. Yep, rush 3, drop 8, screen pass.
Looking the screen. Screen's not there. Prangley running for his life, makes the throw. Catch is made there on the sideline by Jalen Taylor. Well short of the first down,
It's going to bring on the punt team, and we see Osborne get their first stop of the night. So there you go. Now, they have got to have an answer from their offense.
Got 2:55 now here in the first quarter. First time the Mustangs have been stopped.
We're going to get a first look at number 26, Humphrey, the backup running back, as a punt returner right here.
Yep.
See if he can make something shake.
Humphrey stands at his own 35-yard line.
You got to have a play somewhere, right? You got to have some type of momentum swinging play somewhere. Maybe it's special teams tonight for Osborne.
This
Watch
is
the fakes.
Caden Lee is the punter here for the Mustangs. And that is picked up at the 30 and dropped immediately by
Ethan Voltaire.
Ethan Voltaire.
I mean, if I were, I don't know Ethan's recruiting kind of platform right now, but if I'm watching tonight's, game and I'm a West Georgia, or if I'm a Valdosta State, I'm looking at that joker and saying, hey, at the very least, he can come out here as a freshman and play special teams for us because the dude can clearly make tackles in the open field.
I'm going to say, if Ethan doesn't have tape right now, this is the tape he should be using. He has been all over the field so far for the Mustangs on defense. Burr looks for the snap now as the Cardinals start their drive at their own 30. Throw is made. Good catch up to the 35. That pass completion was made to Julian Kendrick.
All right, so I looked up Ethan Voltaire. He is a senior, okay, 2023, 6-foot defensive back, has no collegiate offers right now, okay? So let's do something about that.
Right.
Director of Player Personnel Departments.
And keeping the ball himself was Burr getting up close to the first down. It'll be a 3rd and 1.
I'm going to send a text right now.
I was going to say, Voltaire, he's right here, right for the picking. Any college coaches need a defensive back. We got one for you right here. Cardinals, 3rd and 1, trying to get some momentum, getting points on the board. Pre-snap penalty, now it's 3rd and 6.
That'll make a coach pull his hair out if he's got any left. All right, last time they were in a 3rd and 7, this portion of the field, they threw a pick 6 trying to get the running back a halfback screen right here. Let's see what they do. I would imagine they try to get it to Walters. They keep him in protection.
Stays in to protect. Pass is well wide of Cook.
You're not seeing Kennesaw Mountain feel like they need to be threatened deep at all. They are walking everybody up. I mean, it looks really, really tight. They got 10 guys within 9 yards of this offensive line, so it's really, really hard. These windows are really, really tight. They're going to have to do something, being Osborne offensively, to stretch this defense either horizontally or vertically. They're doing neither right now. It's why that box and those windows look really, really tight.
Punt formation now for the Cardinals. Tyree Cook.
They tried in the first possession. Kennesaw Mountain coming after it.
Cook gets the punt away. Good punt by Cook. Little tricky on the catch and dropped immediately there at the 27-yard line is where the Mustangs will start their drive.
That was a safety number 8, Ian Williams. One of those bodies, you know, I like to watch these guys in pregame. I wrote down a handful of numbers from this Osborne squad of just, you know, doing a little eye scouting, right? Mm-hmm. Height, weight, speed kind of deal in warm-ups. Hey, who looks the prettiest kind of deal? They got some boys that look pretty now. They got some guys that look pretty.
And we still have fans coming into the stadium here.
And going. Homecoming night here at Osborne High School. Most famous alum, Junior Baker, in the house tonight.
Say 21-0 deficit for the hometown Cardinals. 1:34 left in the first quarter.
All right, so now we're starting to see some soft zone right here from Osborne. 2 high safeties. Okay, and then
there's the
Kennesaw State
handoff
goes
to Jenkins.
To the ball, right? That's what I'm talking about. It's very much so a balanced attack in the sense of Kennesaw Mountain. They're going to do what you give them, right? They're going to attack what you're weakest at. The moment you drop your safety out of the box and play 2 high shells like you've done all year for the most part, they go to run the football. Guess what? 9 yards. Okay, so now as soon as you feel like you got to add that safety into the box, they're probably going to hit you over the top. As Osborne goes back to more of a single, now still 2 high safeties rather, with everybody kind of zoned up on the outside.
Caden Lee matched up on A.J. McPherson here on the near side.
Getting blitz from the slot.
Pass the other way to the tight end. That's Kyle, makes the catch for the first down.
Again, senior quarterback, right? Prangley's seeing the same thing I'm seeing. He's seeing that slot, that nickel corner kind of walking up with his eyes on him, and then as the ball snap, he's firing. So what am I going to do? If you're bringing blitz from the slot corner, I'm going to hit the slot slant that I've got from my tight end in the slot. Simple offense right now from Kennesaw Mountain. They're just taking what is given. They're not trying to force anything.
Mustangs well in control of this ball game so far. Connor Liu, the center, gets his team ready. Here's the snap to Prangley. Prangley's going deep. He's got a man that's Lee. He's open, makes the catch down to the 2-yard line. Caden Lee.
I don't know very many football teams that are going to try to play Kennesaw Mountain like this tonight. There's just leaving so many different corners by themselves against really, really good weapons in Telfair and obviously Caden Lee. It's not necessarily shocking. It's just interesting to see a defense line up and say, our guys are better than yours.
Here's the snap to Prangley. Handoff. Nope, no handoff. Probably should have handed it off.
It's our first run from him tonight.
And gets tackled for a loss. There's a flag as the quarter ends.
That's a 99-yard walk to flip ends right there.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
You're not so cylindrically challenged as your boy here. So that 99-yard walk, we ain't trying to have that.
That would explain. Well, maybe that's why they're so fast on the ball. They're like, let's score right now.
Get to the sideline. We don't have to flip ends. We can just walk to the sideline, flip later. Wow, it seemed like a long first quarter.
Was it?
Not even gonna lie.
It did.
Quarter.
It felt like it. And
that first quarter took 38 minutes of real time. Oh, that was a long first quarter.
Yep. And it is not over yet, as there was feel like this might be an untimed down. Yep, it was a formation penalty on the Mustangs, so we will have an untimed down. So they might not have to flip sides of the fields here, depending on this play.
I bet the concession stand food here absolutely slaps. I see a taco sign.
I was going to say, we got
on the visitor side, they got tacos.
Got a taco stand here at Osborne High School. Here's a snap to Prangley, handoff to Jenkins. Jenkins trying to get that pylon.
Ooh, good play.
Not able to do it. Good wrap-up tackle. That
good job right there, Aiden Williams.
Aiden Williams, yep.
Heck of a play. He came out of like a bat out of hell.
And now it's the end of the first quarter.
Nice.
We got Caden Lee taking a seat on the field.
I think he's messing with his cleats.
Okay. Like, that would have been a story. But, yep, nope, just had to tie a shoe. We're all good.
I meant to ask Caden pregame what's with all the red. He's got red gloves on, red cleats on. Ooh. He's playing for a green and white football team.
He's a uncommitted 4-star recruit. Any semblance of
where he might be going?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of colleges giving him offers with red in their uniforms.
Maybe not the one here in the state, but I do think he ends up in the SEC somewhere.
Yep.
I'm thinking a lot more SEC West teams right now are kind of leading the recruitment for Caden Lee. I know, me personally, I've talked to staffs like Ole Miss about him a lot lately. I know Ole Miss likes him a lot. As far as who Caden likes, I haven't really hit Caden up about it as of late, but I think for me, college staffs are really having the wrong discussion about Caden. It's how fast is he? How big is he? It's all these questions when they should just probably turn the tape on and see he's got about 45 catches this year, and almost all of them are miraculous. I mean, never going to drop a ball, never going to be in the wrong spot, and a precise route runner.
And here's the handoff to Jenkins. And Jenkins will walk into the end zone to start off the second quarter with a Mustangs touchdown.
Yeah, we got a dead environment here, and that's okay. It's 28-0 midway through not even through the second quarter, just to start the second quarter, so I get it. But, man, they took the air out of these balloons really, really quick on homecoming night, didn't they?
Well, and that's what you do when you're a good team on the road. You want to take the crowd out of it as soon as you possibly can. And getting 28 on the board here pending the extra point, just 8 seconds into the second quarter.
I was thinking maybe Kennesaw Mountain would come out and start this game like Georgia did last week on the road against Mizzou. It looks like Kennesaw Mountain's giving us the version of Georgia we saw against South Carolina. You know, just dog-walking everybody. Ooh.
Nearly blocked on the extra point, but he gets it off and through. 28-0 is the score for the Mustangs here.
Me and you might be playing college football trivia midway through the fourth quarter of this one.
We'll see if the Cardinals have anything to say about it. Definitely no time like the present. Got to get on the board some way, somehow here in the first half. I mean, they've had decently developing drives. It's just been those penalties. 3rd and 1 turns into 3rd and 6, and you have to punt. Just little things that the Cardinals need to kind of shore up.
And look, despite the 5-0 start, right, I think this coaching staff is well aware of where this program is, right? It's still got a really, really long way to go. They got some things that they need to clean up in terms of just general player acquisition. They're just going to have to get better all along the line of scrimmage if they're going to continue to compete like they are right now in this, region. This is a really, really tough region here in 7A.
Region 5, 7A, Kennesaw Mountain, Cherokee, Wheeler, Walton, North Cobb, as well as Osborne. That is a region.
Yeah, and Osborne's kind of felt like the odd man out for the longest time in this region, so I think this is the year, and it's very, very important for this football team and this program to go out and get in some fist fights with some of these region teams that have felt like they can push you over every time they show up. I guarantee you the upperclassmen from this Kennesaw Mountain team felt really, really confident about coming over here and kind of handling this Osborne squad. Until that, level of doubt has subsided from this Osborne squad, nights like tonight might happen.
And here is the snap to Burr, handed off to Walters, not able to get anything going. Gain of about 1. Tackle made there by Herman Gateward.
I would like to see Osborne maybe get back to some wide receiver game, maybe get Cook the ball in his hands. Big wide receiver right here, right down on the bottom of your screen, number 7. Maybe just give him an opportunity to catch the ball and run with it afterwards.
Snap
They're going to get a false start on the center.
Yep.
Actually, they got another encroachment on Kennesaw Mountain. I thought the center was rolling backwards. Didn't you, Colin?
It could have gone either way. I was keeping an eye on Mason Williams there, the linebacker. I think he mistimed his blitz attempt there just a tad. Referee's discretion pretty much on who moved first on that one, giving it to the Mustangs.
When in doubt, call it on the team up 28-0.
Yeah, that's just going to say that. Here's the snap as Burr takes it. Good throw over the middle, finding Cook wide open to the 38-yard line of the Mustangs.
All right, keep it going. Keep it going right here, Osborne. You got some momentum. Get on the ball. Let's see what you can do. And as soon as they do,
they were trying to run
some kind of whistle blown here. What's going on?
There's no flags on the field.
Sideline warning on Kennesaw Mountain. You don't even need to hear or watch referees give the calls, do you? You know as soon as they happen that your boys got it.
I guess that's one way to slow down an offense. Get your team to run out on the field and get a sideline warning. Can't imagine Osborne like that call. They're trying to go fast. And here's Walters sprinting out to the sideline.
Keep feeding him. Keep feeding him.
Gets about a yard short of a first down, 9-yard gain.
Some energy right now from this Osborne offense. Do not waste or spoil this opportunity right here as an offense.
And they are going fast, like you say. Snap to Burr and a whistle.
They're going to get a time. They forced a timeout right now from Kennesaw Mountain, it looks like. Something. No, they're going to move the sticks. They blew the whistle just to call a first down. They're going to move the sticks, call a first down. Line judge on the far side, stopping the play and calling a first down.
Feels like the line judge was the only one who thought that carry came for 10 yards, but he's the one that matters. And Walters finds a hole, breaking tackles, gets to the 16-yard line, but looks like that might come back.
They're going to get a hold on Osborne. Number 84 is who they call it on, the front side tight end. That's tough, right? Your responsibility is to down block. As you go to down block, that defender is going to be working back outwards, right? He's seeing the toss action, so you should anticipate him working back to your outside shoulder. Number 84, the young wide receiver right there, not doing a good enough job of keeping his hands inside the framework.
Joshua Horton on the hold, moving it back.
Hey, he's a football player that Coach Salam was telling me in pregame is starting to get some calls from some college football coaches.
6'3", senior wide receiver / tight end. Yeah. I'm sure some college has a spot for a guy like that. So another penalty on Osborne backs it up. It's 1st and 20. Here's the snap from Burr. Burr makes the throw to Horton, gets some of his penalty yardage back. Be about 2nd and 15 now.
You got to wonder, at some point, do you try to get Walters back involved via the passing game? Maybe. I mean, the screen pass didn't end up well, obviously, right? Atachu read that one perfectly, took it back to the house for 6, as we see Osborne call their first time out of the half. But at some point, we can't just keep handing the ball off to Walters. We got to try to get him out of the backfield, right?
I mean, like you said, leading receiver. He's got 17 catches, 401 yards entering the game. very capable out of the backfield making catches. Maybe try to start lining them up in the slot. Little motion out of the backfield.
Do something.
We'll see if Osborne's able to overcome this holding penalty. Osborne's been able to get some first downs together, but then it's always that penalty that gets them out of down and distance and just shutters any momentum.
They're not talented enough right now to overcome silly penalties like that, right? They're not to the point yet as a program where they can defy odds like 2nd and 12 consistently. It's just not where they are against really, really good football teams, against really, really good football teams like Kennesaw Mountain, who have already gone through this kind of progression that you're going through under Coach Carmine. I mean, they've kind of revitalized their program, something that you're trying to do as well. You can't be the team that's making the silly mistakes in situations like this. Looks like the slot receiver at the top doesn't really know what the play call is.
And here is the snap. Burrs going up deep to Horton. And that is an interception made in the end zone.
That's the free safety, number 23, Mike Bell right there. He had eyes on it the whole time. He was a free defender back in the back. He had half the field as a cover 2 safety, and he reads the eyes of the quarterback, drifts over. That ball floating just a little bit too long, Colin, and Mike Bell doing a great job of high pointing that football, right? Don't wait for it to come to you. Go attack it at its highest point and come down with it.
Pass was intended for Joshua Horton. And like you said, Mike Bell pretty much just leaped over Horton to make the interception, giving the ball back to the Mustangs at their own 20-yard line.
Possession was shot and killed the moment you had a holding call on a play that ended up resulting in a first down on that truck sweep play. So just a critical mistake and one that you really can't have if you're Osborne trying to just stack consecutive, positive reps offensively.
28-0. Mustangs over the Cardinals. We got 9:58 left until halftime. Snap is to Prangley. Throws out to Lee. Lee's trying to make a man miss. He'll get out of bounds for a 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1.
Easy pitch and catch for Prangley. Notices that the corner down on the bottom's playing off coverage. Gives Caden that little signal, whatever that signal is, whether it's just eye contact, whatever it is. Hey, sit it down. We're coming right to you.
They will take that all day, every day if Osborne's going to give it to him. We got 4
I would
wide
imagine they go to the
set.
run right here.
Fakes the run. Prangley's going to take it himself. And he gets out across the 45-yard line to the 46. I guess that was still a run. He just faked the handoff.
There's a read option. Read that backside in. I think this is the point in the football game where Coach Carmine's doing a little bit of respect for the other guy on the sideline, right? I mean, we just ticked under 10 minutes in the first half remaining right now, and it's 28-0. Kennesaw's got the ball and really hasn't been stopped at all.
Just want to kill some of this clock here if you're Kennesaw. Snap is to Prangley. Fakes the handoff, and he's going to take off again. Gets across the 50, over the 45-yard line. First down run there for Prangley.
A really, really good athlete. I think if you made him run a 40 right now tomorrow, he'd probably be about a 4.78, maybe a 4.81 guy. But on Friday nights, he moves with a lot of fluidity. I'm very, very pleased, if you will, with the threat that Cayman Prangley provides with his legs.
48 carries, 234 yards entering the ball game on the ground for Cayman Prangley.
Hey, no 60-yard breakers on the stat sheet or the box score, but that's okay.
Prangley in shotgun formation. Takes the snap, handoff, and that is Simpkins who gets tripped up.
Looks like by his own guy, didn't it?
I was going to say, I think he stumbled over one of the linemen there. Minimal gain on the first down play. It'll be 2nd and 8. Yep, and to your point, Mustangs in no real hurry here, just trying to...
And this isn't really them. I mean, when they're in tightly contested football games in which their offense is executing at a high level, they're trying to run 70, 75 snaps a game. Right now, they're walking it down.
Prangley takes the snap, fakes to Simpkins. in and out of the hands of Karanja. That was a little behind him.
We're going to get a hold against Kennesaw Mountain, so this is what Osborne needs right here. They're going to get what's going to shape up to be about a 2nd and 18 right here after the hold is walked off. So
yep,
it's kind of what you needed for Osborne. If for no other reason than right now, I mean, you don't have a sack on the night, first of all. So, and you don't really have any negative plays. So the only way you're going to get them to back up is if they do it to themselves. Right there on the holding calls, the only way it's done.
So that backs the ball back up into Mustang territory on their own 49-yard line. Be 2nd and 18. Prangley in shotgun formation. Simpkins to his right. Good block there by Simpkins. Prangley running around, trying to find space. Throwing it deep to the tight end, Kyle. Looking to see if there's going to be a flag on the play. None thrown.
I thought it was clean.
And the refs did too, and they're the opinion that matters, so it goes to 3rd and 18.
I thought number 19, Jordan Tate, did a really, really good job on scramble drilling right there, right? As the quarterback breaks. Once that internal clock hits about 3 or 4 seconds, understand that ball's coming out, so you better match up. Looks like they got another holding call right there against Kennesaw Mountain.
Yeah, to your point, Jordan Tate did a good job. Didn't turn around to look for the ball, but didn't make contact with the receiver either, so good no call there by the officials.
Guarding.
Yes. But like you said, holding penalty, so we're backing the ball up. Mustangs doing it to themselves there now. Gosh, I can't even do that math. I will defer to the hometown announcer on this one, on the down and distance.
A wide receiver screen, something. Just get the ball out, try to get maybe a yard or a run after the catch, maybe break a tackle and pick something up.
Get one
not a lot of plays in the playbook for 2nd and 30.
And there it is, pass to Lee up over midfield there. Great dime of a throw there, dropping it right into the breadbasket of Caden Lee was the throw by Prangley.
A cover 2 hole throw, Colin. So you're facing cover 2, the corner's got the flat, so he's going to sit down at the bottom. The safety's got over the top, right? So we got a bubble in the flat, and you got a bubble over the top. The only shot is right there in between the safety and the corner. That's why we call it a hole throw. So only hole to hit it.
That was about a 15-yard completion, still 3rd and 15.
Osborne dialing up the pressure right here, it looks like.
Here's the snap to Prangley. Prangley's taking off.
Great
and
call.
He is going to get the first down and more.
I mean, it's quarterback draw all day. What a great play call. How in the world do you allow a 2nd and 40 to be converted in just 2 plays? That's back-breaking.
I took the words right out of my mouth. Back-breaking for the Cardinals. Good play call by the Mustangs. Had all 4 receivers run go routes, man-to-man defense. Prangley gets through the line, and no one is spying the quarterback as he gains about 25 yards on the 3rd and 15.
It's just a really, really good call, right? I mean, they're a simulated pressure and a pressure team on 3rd down. Like to play a lot of man coverage on 3rd and long. So, defenders' backs are going to be turned to your quarterback. As soon as he broke the pocket and started running, it was almost like 10 yards before anybody turned around and noticed he was scrambling.
Yeah, when you bring an all-out pressure, once you break that initial line, there's really no one there to cover you if you don't have the spy on the QB. And Prangley and the Mustangs take full advantage of that defensive formation for the Cardinals, keeping the drive alive. Coach Carmine taking the timeout here to regather his troops. 6:41 left until halftime. 28-0 Mustangs over the Cardinals.
Don't ask. I don't have an answer.
No,
I don't have a secret analysis for you. Keep your head up. Keep fighting. That's it.
That's what you got to do. And honestly, that's probably what Coach Salam is looking for out of his team. Like you said, haven't really been in a fight yet this season.
And dang sure hadn't had this happen to you, right? Where you've been humbled. Something that probably is rather common to some of these guys on teams that have been here for a couple years, right? I mean, if you got a 4th-year senior on this football team that's been playing for a long, long time, could you imagine the heartache he's had as a football player the first 3 years to open up his senior year 5-0 and then be looking up in 28-0 in middle of the second?
Prangley fakes the handoff
wide
open is Caden Lee. for the touchdown. Maybe not the guy you want to leave wide open in the end zone.
It was really, really good play design, right? I mean, Prangley held that ball fake for what? It felt like a second and a half, maybe a count and a half right there. Whole entire defense sucking down on the run. And, yeah, you're right. Caden Lee standing right there at the goal line, wide open.
Caden Lee showing why he is a 4-star recruit. He's had himself a game. Kennesaw Mountain now
We're
looking to go up 35-0, pending the extra point.
For the first time all season, we're entering running clock mode in, like, first half territory. Not good, Bob.
And the extra point is up and good, 35-0. You want to explain the rule, GHSA? What is the point total needed before we start a running clock?
I want to say it's 40 points in the second half. If you're up by 40 points in the second half or 30 points in the fourth, it's the discretion of both teams as to whether or not there's a running clock. And in college, I don't know what the rule is. I've seen teams
Is there a rule in college?
I've seen running clocks in college only because I cover the University of Georgia, and occasionally they'll do it to teams, right? I mean, they'll get up on, whoever it is, a lot to a little. I know Sanford elected for a running clock only down 33 in the fourth. So it's all really dependent upon the coaching staffs and how fast they're trying to get out of there, or rather how much, injury toll they're trying to save.
That is another good point.
Like
yeah, there is playing for pride, and then there is playing for next week as well. You don't want to wear yourself out on a game that's already decided.
Region just started for these two football teams. This is nothing. They got 4 more games to close out the year that really decides what's going to happen to them in the playoffs.
Kick is fielded by Walters at his own 10-yard line, looking for some space. Gets it over the 20, 25, 30. Again, up across the 33-yard line for the Cardinals. Caden Walters.
Khalif Waters is going to play his butt off all night tonight. You watch. He's been laying out on all 7, I think 6, 5 kickoffs or field goals that have been kicked on PATs right now. I mean, laying on his belly, full extension, getting after it. He's playing offense, he's playing special teams, punt return, kick return. He's doing all of it right now, and he's doing it all at 110%. So,
well, you're talking about seniors on the Cardinals team. That's Walters is one of them.
Talked to Tymere Burton after last week's game, and he was asking me, what'd you think? I said, the most impressive thing I watched you do all night is cover punts down 41 points. I mean, he was running down the field like his hair was on fire. I mean, that kind of stuff matters to me when I'm evaluating football players.
I'm sure it matters to coaches as well. They love seeing that.
Stay on your feet.
They're going to call the sack. We'll see what the official that was getting the pressure was Kyle McKinney. They're going to call Burr's knee down. Looks like it's going to be an intentional grounding call.
I don't know if I could have forecasted 35-0 at half. In fact, I know I wouldn't have because, they definitely did not see this happening.
No, Kennesaw Mountain, very good team, but Osborne, good team as well. Just started with that first play.
Yeah.
80-yard touchdown right off the bat.
Honestly, when you're a football team that's playing with a lot of momentum and you're a football team that started 5-0 for the first time probably ever in your program's history, you need to continue to start fast because it can really start rolling on you really, really fast.
So, a little bit of housekeeping. They pick up the flag, call it an incomplete pass there, so no sack for McKinney. Burr was able to get the pass off, and now handoff, 2nd and 10, up the middle for about a couple yards. Brings up 3rd down.
I thought you had to have an obligatory 3rd down.
To be the PA guy here at Osborne. Here's this pass
Where's
out
that been
wide.
all night?
Good make, and the man missed there. That was Julian Kendrick, the freshman.
And they're going to get a late hit tacked on too. It really can be that easy sometimes. You know, you get stacked out just at the top there and just get the ball to your receiver's hands, get one block out on the edge, and you got a 9-yard gain right there. Sometimes it can be that easy. Oftentimes it's not.
Good job by the two receivers. In sync, Kendrick able to work off the block, gets the first down. Penalty yardage will add 15 more. And Osborne finds themselves on the Mustangs' 40-yard line, 5:45 left here in the first half. Got trips to the near side. Here's a snap to Burr. Quick slant broken up there by, that was Melvin Imoama, the safety, able to get the pass defense.
Still got 5.5 minutes left here in this first half. Appreciate you guys being with us here at home. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate you guys.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Happy to be here. Beautiful weather for football here. See if Osborne's got something before the half. Burr's taking off, looking for space. What a catch there. Climbing the ladder was Horton, and he gets the first down, and he's not going down.
Yeah, in case you were wondering, does Horton have natural hands? I would say yes. I mean, that ball was behind his head by the time he stuck his hands up there for it and grabbed it by the back end of the back nose of that football right there. Strong hands.
And Osborne's moving fast. Handoff here to Humphrey going up the middle. There's a face mask. Took his face mask helmet all the way off of his head. Flags everywhere on that one.
Could have called that one from across the street.
That's LaCorey Humphrey, the running back, getting some action. Walters comes back in as Humphrey goes to the sideline, readjust his helmet and his head there on that penalty.
All right, first time in the red zone tonight for Osborne.
First and goal at the 8. Handoff to Walters, trying to find some room inside. He'll dive forward to the 5.
Thought it was a really, really good cut, too, there for Walters.
Not a lot of space to make that cut. Walters does so successfully, gets a couple extra yards here. 5 yards till the end zone. Stacked receivers to the near side. That's exactly where Burr was going. Throw is off, however. Bring up 3rd and goal.
I thought he had Cook wide open in the corner of the end zone. They tried to stack the receivers. Only Jalen Mosen is over the 2 receivers down at the bottom. It's interesting to see them be unable to connect there.
Looked like he chose to go to Horton and not Cook on the throw. Burr did.
They're going to have to call a timeout. There's too much confusion there for Osborne offensively. I'll be honest with you, I would have liked to see them, maybe take a shot at the end zone, on first down, and then we can get back to the run on second down, as opposed to kind of the inverse of what just happened, running the ball on first and then second down trying to be forced into throwing the football. I think you kind of give your hand away right there offensively when you kind of do it inversely of what we kind of envision. When you get into the red zone, first down, end zone shot, second down, run, third down, end zone shot. That's the way I would operate as an offense, especially inside the 10 when we got first and goal opportunities.
Feel like this is a good timeout, though, for Osborne, trying to get the right play call here. This is the opportunity. This is Captain Obvious here, but this is the deepest they've been in Mustang territory right now. Scoreless so far, trying to get points on the board before halftime.
And I believe they get the ball back.
They will get the ball to start the second half. $35-0 the score currently. Mustangs ahead. 4:48 left until the half. Got a 3rd and goal.
Well, they got Wildcat in.
and muffing the snap, but picking it up and making the throw and intercepted, and that was just a mess from the start. And making the play on the interception is Jalen Mosin.
They were trying to run Philly special. If you remember the play call from the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Foles touchdown in the Super Bowl, that's all that was. Get in wildcat formation, run the cornerback on a swing route, bring a jet motion, toss it back, reverse action, and then try to slip the quarterback into the flat. Jalen Mosin all over that. Gets probably one of the easier interceptions he'll ever have in his career.
Walters unable to handle the direct snap. It was picked up by the receiver running into formation, like you said, doing the Philly special, trying to get it back to Burr, but timing was off, to say the least, on that. Interception made, and there goes Osborne's best chance of the ball game.
Now you got to dial up some type of pressure. You got to try to get a havoc play right here or something. And if you're Kennesaw Mountain, you got to get out of here safely.
Prangley standing back, going long for Lee. Over his head, just a little too far towards the sideline.
Caden's got to be wondering, how is he so blessed he's still getting man-to-man coverage right now, or at least one-on-one coverage, in the sense that they're running zone and they're running cover 3, and they only got number 1 down here on the bottom to stop Caden Lee. So it's not very often this young man on this offense gets this much, one-on-one coverage, or an opportunity rather to win. I know he's got 40 receptions on the year coming into tonight. That's normally the guy they try to take away, right? Try to make the other guys beat him.
Yeah, Lee's been able to get free releases running into either single or zone coverage. And this one is a handoff up the middle. This is Jenkins on the carry, getting about 8 to the 18, be 3rd and 2.
And that's what I'm talking about with Kennesaw Mountain right there, just being a really smart football team. You see, finally, they make an adjustment. They start rolling the safety over there, number 32, Eli Johnson. They start rolling him over, or at least tighter down towards Caden Lee to try to take him away. They're doing it again right here on the snap. That's what we call bracket coverage, where you got a corner on top of him and the safety really, really heavily shaded over him as well. They're trying to take Caden Lee away. Watch Kennesaw Mountain work away from him, or go right to him.
And there's the pass to Lee.
I mean, what?
For the first down.
For the first down, right on 3rd and 2. It didn't even matter.
3rd and 2, he got 3. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
It's rare you see teams throw into double coverage, but it's also rare you see on 3rd and 2 teams run double coverage on Caden Lee and not allow him to, or allow him a free release off the ball.
Yeah, that's the key, is the free release. You needed 2. You knew it was coming out quick. You got to jam Caden Lee at the line.
With no safety help over the top.
Thinking better that was McPherson, the corner on Lee.
Boy, that concession stand line been thick all night, Colin. Not that I've been looking or scouting. This is what people are telling me. Boots on the ground are telling me that the concession stand line is long.
I gotta say, if you got a taco stand at your stadium, they better be some fire tacos. Got a big old taco sign. I might have to make a trip over there.
I don't think we're getting there. I don't think we're getting there and back.
I don't think
I don't think so. Too many fans ask for autographs.
And here's Prangley.
Double move.
Prangley's looking.
Do you have that kind of juice?
Deep to Karanja, and unable to come down with that was Daniel Karanja.
That ball was thrown 56 yards across the hash, from the left hash to the far side numbers. That was an absolute bomb.
It was there. The play was there to be made.
Wow.
Good coverage. But like you said, that was a laser.
Does he have that juice? Check. He does. We all saw it from up here in the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, he's wide open, but can you throw it that far? And he did. Here comes a run.
2nd and 5 now. Snap to Prangley.
Pulling it.
Fakes the handoff. Rolling to the outside. Throwing it up to Lee. Lee unable to get the over-the-shoulder catch. pass tracks just out of bounds, brings up 3rd and 5.
I think they might get an illegal man downfield, perhaps, from Kennesaw Mountain. It's in that kind of range. It's either defensive holding or illegal man downfield. It's in that plus 3-yard territory. And, yeah, they're going to back Kennesaw Mountain up. It's going to be illegal man downfield.
You take that penalty, go 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 5?
So it's actually 2nd and yeah, with the way they've been running the football, with how effective their offense has been, I would rather back
take
them
the
up.
yardage.
Yeah.
Yep.
And force them into a 2nd and long. Maybe we can get a havoc play here. Maybe we can get a sack.
And that
Because
is
what you're doing is limiting the playbook, right? 3rd and 4, they still got an opportunity. 3rd and 5, they still got an opportunity to run the football as well. Here's 2nd and 12. We kind of take away the playbook, particularly when they open up and empty.
like you said, empty formation, 5 wide receivers to the near side, 3 to the far side.
Motion the back in, perhaps.
Yep, there you go. Jenkins motioning around. Prangley takes the snap. He's looking.
Oh, good move.
Avoids the pressure. Throwing to Karanja at the sideline, unable to get his foot down. Incomplete pass,
Man,
and that'll bring up the 3rd and 12.
He's really, really calm in just his footwork and presence in the pocket is Prangley. If you watch him, as soon as he takes the snap, he's almost like dead-footed. Like he's real, real calm and flat-footed and just kind of reading and seeing and keying, right? And then as soon as he feels pressure, he's got hot feet again.
And that was Dayton Wilson, the defensive end, getting the pressure for the Cardinals. Prangley able to avoid it. Got another empty formation here on 3rd and 12.
I saw the coach from UCF in the building tonight. I saw UAB in the building tonight. We got some college football coaches here.
Here's the snap to Prangley. Prangley looking over the middle. Wide
Stick.
open is his tight end, Kyle, for the first down.
My first look at the big tight end was actually this summer. I got to take a look at him at a Georgia Tech 7-on-7 camp. And coach was telling me about how, Earl Kyle's a former basketball player, not really a guy that's played a whole bunch of football in his life. Comes out as a junior, and coach was like, we might have us something. And they got themselves something. He's a big, fluid athlete. His backup's actually a true freshman, a name that we're going to be knowing here in a couple of years. I'm going to keep that one under wraps. Okay, that one's going to stay a hidden gem of mine.
Fakes the handoff, Prangley, and Prangley's going to get taken down. Pressure finally gets to Prangley for the sack.
All right, so they force a 2nd and 20, right? They force a 2nd and 20, rather, but doesn't matter. If you can get off the field, it does matter. The big havoc play, the big sack, it absolutely matters. But this is a football team who a possession and go gave up a 2nd and 40 and allowed it to be converted. So, hey, come on now. Get off the field right here if you're Osborne's defense. Huge, huge possession.
That was T.J. Randolph, the linebacker, getting credit for the sack.
If there are such things, down 35-0.
Brings up 2nd and 20, the 10-yard loss on the sack. Finally getting to Prangley. Prangley not able to avoid the pass rush of T.J. Randolph.
I think we're seeing a little bit of let's get it to the half right here from Kennesaw Mountain.
Looks like it.
Right? A minute and a half left right here. They bring the H back in. They're in a run formation.
Let's hand off to Jenkins. Jenkins makes a cut. Gets about a gain of 6.
Osborne,
hard hit.
Osborne, let's call a timeout here maybe. It's 3rd
down.
and long. Maybe call a timeout.
Well.
You might be able to get a possession back. And it looks like they did. It looks like they actually called the T. Did they? No. No timeout. Nobody calling a timeout here. Okay. We're content. We're content. That's fine. I'm content with it. You content with it, Colin?
I'm content with it.
I'm content with it. Why get the ball back? You get it after the half. Coach, here comes a halfback draw, maybe. If they're not trying to score, they're definitely not trying to throw the ball on 3rd and 12, are they?
What
would be the point of converting this right here?
And here's the snap.
So you can get
Prangley
victory?
Trying to find a receiver, and that's going to be intercepted.
Like, why? Why do that?
Ian Williams on the interception.
Why not just line up and run the football? They are very, very content with taking the ball into the half. So, and you weren't trying to score the ball. I don't know. It's just interesting. Interesting is always my word choice when I don't want to say it. That's just silly or that doesn't make any sense. That's interesting. We show no offensive initiation to score the football at all. We look like we're ready to just milk it out and go into the half, and then we roll the cue to his right on 3rd and 12 and make him force it downfield to try to pick up a first down that we had no intentions to try to pick up 2 downs ago. Just weird. Just very, very weird.
So now ball essentially at midfield.
And now if you're Osborne, you dang sure should have called a timeout because you'd have 30 more seconds of offense right now.
Just going to take a couple shots perhaps. Burr getting it a little closer. What a snag there by Horton. Get out of bounds, buddy. What are you doing?
Automatic clock stoppage in high school football. I do not know why the house operator just ran the clock. And they need to be clocking the football right now. They don't need to be taking a full snap.
Yeah, here's the clock. We're under 20
One
seconds.
Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. They ran 4.
And there's the spike. We're down to, well, clock is still running. I have no idea what is going on here in the stadium.
I'll tell you what's going on. Home clock operator not used to this. Not used to 2-minute drills that mean something.
Might have to
It seems like. I mean, they butchered that one. They ran about 7 seconds off that home clock.
Usually you don't see that from the home clock. Usually you see the home
It's the
clock.
opposite, yeah.
Right? Does a home operator want to get to that taco stand? I don't know.
He's telling them, please reset the game clock to about 12 and a half seconds. Wow.
Probably
they gave
more
him,
than
they
that.
gave him 11 full seconds. Bumped it all the way up to 18.
Okay, that some guys
Holy
not
smokes.
pushing that stop button hard enough on that clock operation. So we got 18 seconds on the clock. 24 yards away from pay dirt is Osborne. Here's the snap to Burr. Burr throwing it up.
Pick.
What an interception.
Second one of the day by Jalen Mosin, and that one was a ball play, son. Diving, laying out, hands out extended, gets both feet down inbounds. That was a football play from Jalen Mosin right there.
So number 8 for Osborne. Ian Williams gets the interception. We got 8-on-8 crime here as second interception of the game.
Mosin, the Tulsa
for
commit.
Molson. Going to Tulsa. One of a handful of D1 commits on this Kennesaw Mountain team. Jalen Mosin, second interception of the ball game. And I would assume we're going to see a victory formation here, but
no,
they're
coming out. They're just going to hand the ball off, I would imagine. But yeah, you were right. I would be kneeling the ball, taking it to the half, but I guess they're going to run the ball and take it to the half.
Or take a deep shot. Who knows? We thought they were just going to run out the clock the last play.
For some reason, they just added the tight end, and nobody looks like they're really.
Here it is. Nope. Pass out wide to Lee. Going to get another hit on your star receiver.
They also had Connor Liu all the way outside.
Oh, my goodness.
If you're looking at that.
Yeah.
So, I don't understand why up 35-0, you put that play on film just now.
Mm-hmm.
You took your best offensive lineman and you let everybody on your future schedule know that you could potentially split him out when there's 12 seconds left in the half. And you're not. Weird, very weird decisions in this last, 4 minutes of football here between both of these football teams. We got a clock management issue from Osborne. We got some very, very interesting play calls on 3rd and long when we're not trying to score the football from Kennesaw Mountain that led to an interception. Just some weird football going on right there at the end of the half as they take it in.
There it is.
With Kennesaw Mountain up 35.
And speaking of the big center, number 75, Connor Liu does have a reception on the season. He's got 1 catch, 20-yard touchdown reception for Connor Liu.
We're going to get our guy a tutty because we're going to get our guy a tutty. I wish my coach loved me enough to get me a tutty.
And so we are officially at halftime here at Osborne High School. It is Kennesaw Mountain 35. Osborne Cardinals 0. We will have homecoming festivities here. Actually, note that was pregame. We had the homecoming pregame. We will have the bands out for sure. Osborne's band's been at that far end zone for what seems like a good half hour as that last minute of actual game time took it a little long, but we are going to toss it to the top youth football plays right now.
What's going on, guys? Alex with NBC 11 Live T11 and, of course, Born to Compete. We are here with the top youth plays of the week. Let's have some fun. Let's get after it. from the Falcons United 13U. You know what? I'm starting to believe he makes the top plays every week. Watch Maddox Henderson take it to the house. Told me he doesn't run track, but he got track speed. Then here, same game, watch Roscoe Hayes with the block. Look, big plays, big runs. You got to have blocking outside. Let's get some recognition to the receivers blocking downfield. Good job by the Falcons United as they would go on to win the game. At number 9, watch Jake Godfrey. Parkview Panthers 8th grade, one of the better players in the state, in the country at that tight end position, up back position. Great play by him. That would unfortunately only be one of the highlights for Parkview that game. At number 8, watch this pick 6 by Jameel Watson, North Carolina Giants. Yo, he is certified B2C. Put the stamp on him. He is the real deal, as he had a great game against the number 1 team in the country, RDU. They would come up short, but he would make his name, obviously. At number 7, watch Evan Manley down there at the left guard spot. Throw him out the club. And Josh Eccles. Look, when you got blocking like that, just go ahead and do what you need to do. Put it in the wind. Long touchdown run. Buford would win big in that game. At number 7, watch City's Life number 7.
I think it's like
go up and make the catch. One of the bright spots for City Life that game. Got the hoodie on, spin the ball. Also with the NC Giants 13U, Keelan Shelton, all hands on the sideline. That's a pretty catch. You got to spin the ball too. Okay. And then Devon Jones, hope we got his name right. NC Giants SRT. That would be one of the bright spots for them at 13U division. At number 5, with a toe tap, spotlighted so to see that the foot is in. Morris from Rare Breeze, good catch. He goes down, but he will be okay. He gets up and celebrates with his teammates. At number 4, Fowler from Stockbridge catches the pass, gets upfield. Look, they have players all over the state, all over the country, state of Georgia, all over the country. He's one of the better ones out there. 12 and under Stockbridge. Good play by him. But on the other side of that, Anderson from Rockdale with the kickoff return. Looks like everybody is in the way. Don't you tell them coaches to get off the field, back up. Good touchdown by Anderson. Rockdale would win the game. At number 2, sponsored by D&D Towing, Big Yo. This would be Little Yo, Demario Hopkins, B2C Player of the Year last year from the CD Jags, or they're just known as Lambeau, number 1 team in the state and in the country. Screen pass takes it to the house. And at number 1, Everett, who has won plenty of B2C awards from the Rare Breeze 11U, goes up and gets it and gives that player a nice move. What is he thinking right here as he turns around, looks into the camera? Oh, I'm him. That's what he's thinking. I'm him, and that's exactly who he was for that particular play. Those are your top plays of the week. Make sure to send your plays in to our social media outlets, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
And we are here at halftime at Osborne High School, where the Kennesaw Mountain Mustangs lead the Cardinals 35-0. Of course, Friday Night Football here in Georgia, a lot of other matchups around the state. Joined here with Alex Benson. Alex,
hey, man.
How are you doing, Alex?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just chilling. See my guy up here from GPB. He's we got a game on our hands here, as far as I think Kennesaw is showing exactly who they are. They're one of the better teams out there in the state. Osborne, look, they're gonna be all right, man. They're gonna be all right. They got Coach Ironside playing some good coaching some good football.
Yep.
And look, it's levels. At the end of the day, it's levels, and it looks like they just kind of ran to a buzzsaw tonight. Got a little thrown off. Got out of there. Got out of what they do best, and now they're down.
Right.
And what it is, I'm sure the coach is going to go on to halftime and say, hey, look, man, let's just compete and let's take care of first down, right? Take care of first down, take care of second down. Let's just get first downs. You get enough of them to give you a touchdown. So I think that's probably what they're going to focus on come the second half.
I mean, you got to, if you're the Cardinals, just come out, act like it's 0-0, just play your game. And looking around the state, look at the scoreboard here. North Cobb up 19-0 over the Walton Raiders.
Wow. You know what? I tell you what, I haven't seen Walton not be on the scoreboard in years, especially with Jeremy Haleski there at quarterback, who I think is one of the baddest quarterbacks out there. But I tell you what, man, Coach Queen, this North Cobb defense, they're a resilient bunch. They lost Malachi. Malachi's, he's going to be out for a significant time, but that shows you the resilience. That shows you the coaches. That shows you what they built over there. That they're going to say, okay, hey, look, we might not have our guy anymore, but nonetheless, we're still going to come here and play some football.
Next man up mentality definitely over at North Cobb. We got the Houston County Bears 21-17 over Northside Warner Robins.
Hey, man, Antoine Hill. He played in our All-Star game last year, as a matter of fact. We know about him for a long time. Fantastic quarterback, has a lot of offers. There's a guy named Joe Winden that we talk to a lot with Prep Sports. And he's phenomenal. He's one of the best scouts out there. And he says Antoine Hill has a magical arm just like Trevor Lawrence. Now, I didn't say that. I don't want nobody at me or anything like that. All I can do is just tell you what the man told me. And I'm not surprised to see that Houston County is up. And I think there's a new day down there in Houston County. I think Antoine's leading the way, and they're doing a great job there.
And then we got Columbia up 21-10 over Landmark Christian.
Look, man, I just like Columbia, to be honest with you, man. They're playing some good football. And, look, here's the reality of it. Nobody expected Columbia to do as well as they did last year. Nobody expected to do as well as they're doing this year. But they're doing it. They're getting the job done. They're being competitive. So, it's interesting to see how the season's going to go for them. I think they make a push in their division, their classification, I should say. And we'll see what happens as they go from there.
And we got the Lovejoy Wildcats throwing up a shutout, 13-0 so far over Alcovy.
Lovejoy. They have an acronym down there that they play at that I don't think we can say. But basically, they get after that tail. That's the kind of their acronym down there during the championship years. Yep. And now, with them trying to kind of, get it back going down there, Coach Carson doing a great job. We're going to see. Look, at the end of the day, they got athletes. They can play defense. They can do some things on defense that a lot of people can't do. And then offensively, they can go to the screen game, go to the quick game, and they can go deep ball because of the athletes that they have. So, like I said, I'm not shocked to see what they're doing, but we'll see.
And we got Alexander 14-7 over Noonan. Battle of the Cougars.
Wow, man. Look, Coach Downs, one of my favorite coaches out there, getting it done. He has his team in position right now to win the ball game. Of course, everybody knows about Caleb Downs and Joshua Downs. Caleb, obviously, #1 player in the state of Georgia at Mill Creek. And then Josh is at North Carolina doing this thing, probably going to be a draft pick this upcoming draft. They have that football pedigree in there. And Coach Downs has got those guys playing some good football.
And Hughes up 25-0 over East Paulding.
What can we say about Langston Hughes? This is what I told everybody. Look, as I always tell everybody, the crazy thing years ago, the best team in 7A is Mill Creek. I stand by that. I say they're going to win a state championship. I don't know how the Butte game is going to go next week. I think they might take a bump, but I still believe they'll win a state championship. Langston Hughes is the best team in 6A. That ain't no question. They're going to beat the brakes off everybody. Years ago, in our 8th grade state championship, who were the same teams 4 years ago? This team right here, what they would call Renaissance, at their fever level, obviously Langston Hughes and Mill Creek playing in the state championship. So you can see it at a young age exactly what it's going to be. Langston Hughes, Nolan, can put it in the air just as good as anybody in the state right now. Probably as anybody in the region, anybody in the country. He's just that good, I believe he is. And when you look at the team they have, they almost kind of remind you of the Monstars. Yes, I'm going with the Monstars, right? Hey, big, fast, strong. There you go. They can do anything they want to do out there. Look, you want to run the ball? They got the line to do it. You want to throw the ball? They got the wideouts to do it. If you want to say, okay, hey, look, we got some guys out here that can walk up, play man, we're going to play cover one. Then you almost got to commit to zero or figure out what to do to tight end with Jelani Tate Thurman. There are literally an unstoppable team. And here's where they even got just a little bit better. They went out and got to hire Coach Enrico Hines. People know him as a popular quarterback coach, but the reality is he won a state championship as Creekside offensive coordinator. Some years ago, the Berry twins were there. They ended up going to Tennessee. He did a great job there. He kind of bounced around a couple places, but his offense has always been good. It's temple offense, right? You got to go good screens. Check will be at the line. Tempo. They're going to beat you deep whenever they can. And the thing about Enrico Hines, the offensive coordinator over there, is he's going to take exactly what you give him. That is what he's going to take. So here's the deal. You got two half running backs, right? If you're going to play up close, if you're walking them up, hey, we're going to go over top. If you're playing a 3, we're throwing everything up underneath. You see what I'm saying? It's not a situation where he's going to force him to be as experienced as he is. He's going to simply just take everything he can get. And he has Langston Hughes as a very successful team right now.
And then New Manchester being shut out there by South Paulding 41-0.
Coach Sumo. Got Coach Sumo over there, man. Good friend of mine. I'm not necessarily shocked they're winning like this. They're a well-coached team. However, I am shocked with the injuries they've had. With all the adversity they've been going through, they've been able to bounce back and kind of get that team going, man. Get that team playing some good football.
And then Sprayberry up 21-14 over Johns Creek. That's a close one.
You know what, they got a receiver over there, Johns Creek back. He's having a great season. And, you know, it's tough for a kid like that. Last year, obviously, Johns Creek did pretty well, had an upset in the playoffs, moved forward with it, made a little bit of a run. Then they lost their coaching staff over at Peachtree Ridge. And it's, it's just not the same as it was. So, they're competing the best they can against Sprayberry. Last year, it wouldn't have been a game, but this year it is a game.
And then we got Ola 8-6 over Jones County. Score there.
How about that, man? Ola's always been one of those teams where you're like, okay, they got some things there. They're always competitive. They're always a solid team, but they just can't quite get over that hump. And maybe tonight helps them out, man. Maybe they get a good win over Jones County if they can hold on. But they're doing some good coaching down there. They've had some players down there. I think most recently I can remember Chris Rodriguez, who is at Kentucky. Look, man, he's the only guy I ever saw with my own eyes run for over 300 yards. Watching something like that in person is absolutely amazing. And he was able to do that. And now he's at Kentucky playing some good football.
And we got Lithonia losing 1-point ball game there. Martin Luther up 13-12, MLK Lions.
Yeah, man. You know how it is. Kind of one of them games where both teams know each other. It's going to be physical, right? The band's going to be going. Everybody's going to be excited in the stands. Great energy. And, it's going to be a competitive game.
And then Kell just destroying Northview here, 33-0.
How about that, man? That was a higher. When they got Coach May over there from Westlake, people don't want to say it, and I hope I don't get dinged for this. That's money well spent. That's money well spent getting him over there. Coach Kell has been able to, Coach Mays has been able to turn that Kell team around, man. They're playing fantastic football right now. They got the quarterback over there, Bryce Claiborne, playing well. And what the thing Coach May really did is he brought sense of discipline. They weren't undisciplined. He's a good kid. I'm just saying, when I say discipline, it's more structure. Hey, here's how our weight room practice is going to work. Here's how our weight room is going to work. Here's how our conditioning is going to work. Here are the plays that we're going to run. And maybe make it a little bit simple, but there's this saying, right? I'd rather do 5 things perfect than 10 things okay. And that's kind of Coach May's mentality. Players, coach, and good coach.
And we got Cartersville 14-13 over Cass at the half.
Man, good ball game. I tell you what, they got 2 freshman quarterbacks over there. Nate Russell, as you hear the noise in the background, homecoming going on at Osborne here. Nate Russell over in Cartersville. Good quarterback, solid quarterback. The coaches know what to do. They're not necessarily asking him to win the game, but they're not hiding it. He's doing a a great job. And then Cass, look, man, they got 3 freshmen on there. Kai up on the offensive line. Bear McWaters on the offensive line. You got a whole bunch of offensive left tackle. And then, of course, you got Brody at the quarterback position. And look, they're setting themselves up for a future that, look, they're going to be one of the better teams out there. When do they overtake Cartersville? I don't know. Does it happen next year? Does it happen their junior year, 2 years from now? I don't know. But right now, in the future, we're looking at it, they're going to be one of the teams to beat. And you can see right here with them playing Cartersville 14-13, they're competing pretty well against them. They're getting after them right there.
And then Stars Mill 12-0 over Fayette County.
So Starsville has been one of those teams that, you know, if you go back over the years, they've always competed well. They've always competed well. Look, they're going to run that wing team, man, and they're going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I think I saw somebody running around there with some leather helmets on, all that kind of stuff. Not even drinking Gatorade on the sideline. I don't think they wear gloves. I think they just tape their fingers up. Stars Mill, man.
Real old school over
They got
there,
that Remember Titans playbook. When Denzel Washington said, hey, it's only 3 plays. Learn them. That's all we need. Yeah, okay, all right then. But look, they're winning. They're winning, and that's all that matters.
And then Trinity Christian down 17-7 to Whitewater.
Whitewater, man. They got the Miami commit. Popo over there, Raul Aguirre. I hope I'm saying his name right. I always mess it up. One of our former award winners when he was a kid. The thing about him, what he did for Whitewater is he brought that energy. He brought that team leadership. He brought a sense where, hey, look, I know it ain't what we wanted around here, but believe in me and I will take us to the promised land. And I think for that right there, he should be considered one of the top players in the state for what he's helped do at Whitewater. And now you look at them with a 17-7 lead over Trinity Christian, who won the state championship last year. I think it made either the state championship game or the semifinals the year before that. So a good program. And true indeed, they lost a lot, but at the same time, they got a good coach over there. They know what they're doing. But look, Whitewater's winning. I like what Whitewater's doing as a football team. And I'm not shocked at what we're hearing.
And then Westminster 7-6 over Stevenson.
Competitive game, man. Both teams came to play. We all know Westminster's going to play solid football, right? They're not going to hurt themselves. Stevenson, athletic. But here's the thing. Can Stevenson limit their turnovers? And can they, you got to complete drives, man. That's really what it is. You got to complete drives. You got to be able to go on those 7-play, 8-play, 9-play, 10-play drives. And if you can't do it necessarily, it gets hard, right? You can't always live off the big play because it's not realistic. No. It's just not realistic, and that's what it's going to be.
And then Dougherty 34-10 over Columbus.
Wow, Cam Davis.
Yeah.
Cam Davis, the baddest man in the land right now. You know, he's one of those guys where we talked about Popo, right, at Whitewater. Talked about Cam Davis. Look, I'm sure everybody, when Cam Davis was coming into high school, everybody wanted his services. I hope I'm saying that the right way. I hope everybody's understanding. We're talking football here.
Right.
He's that good of a player, and he wanted to go with his team that he played with in middle school, and they all came up and went to Daugherty together, and they kick and tell. You know, everybody talks about Cam Davis, but his dad, who I talked to recently, would be the first one to tell you, look, man, this is a team. This is a team that's playing some good football, and they're looking to make a run for a state championship, which, look, if can nobody stop Cam Davis, they got a chance.
Yeah.
Now, how far do they go? Look, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But do they make a run? Absolutely. You know, it's funny, man. I'm sitting here just thinking about it. And, you know, you think about some of the top players around the state. And obviously the big game that's looming with Caleb Downs, Justice Hayes, obviously with Buford, Caleb Downs with Mill Creek. Man.
That's almost a college football game.
Man, goosebumps, man. Goosebumps.
With that talent on that field, oh my goodness.
I think that they should have that, like, seriously, they should have that game at Georgia State. I don't know who's getting the gate on the Mill Creek versus Buford game.
Yeah.
It needs to be some negotiation going on.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
They need to be like, all right, hey, look, homie, you can have this. We'll do it old school. hey, you take the gate, I take the concession or something.
Right,
I don't know. But it has to be something because, look, next week, the eyes of the country will be on that game, man. It's going to be a great environment for the players. They deserve it. The two schools deserve it. But like I've been telling everybody, Mill Creek's due for a bad game. They're due for a bad game. Now, when it happens, I don't know. They're due for a bad game. A bad game doesn't necessarily mean you lose.
Right.
However, what I will say is I think that Buford gets them now. Hayden, might not necessarily have the best game he wants to have. Caleb's going to be Caleb. Caleb's going to have a great game. Yeah, and like I said, I don't want to single out any kids like that. I should, Hayden's one of my favorite players right there. My son trains with him, as a matter of fact. But I think they're due for a game where, you just can't reach in that back pocket and pull that victory out like they've always done. The same as they were in 8th grade. They've going to halftime. They're within a touchdown, they win that game. They're winning that game. They're plain and simple. I think that Buford gets up late, and then they run that vaunted Buford toss, and they count. And I think that's what they run, and they close out the game. Here's what I can say. If Buford tries to get into a game where, not necessarily scoring points, but where the run gets stopped, and they're saying, okay, hey guys, we got to lean on this pass, boy, it might get ugly. As much as I respect Buford, I still think Coach App is the best coach in the state, one of the best coaches in the region, obviously for what he's done and how he had to take over with everything crazy that was happening over at Buford at that time. They might lose by 30.
Wow.
I really believe that. That's if Buford can't get the ball, can't move the ball on the ground. I think they will. I think they'll do okay, man. And I think they'll have this lead over Mill Creek going late in the game, and they'll close it out. However, I will continue to say Mill Creek will win the state championship, and they'll win it easy.
Okay.
Easy. Only team that will be able to go with them if Walton makes it to the state championship, because they can score 50 points at will. Well, it's not tonight. They can score 50 points at will. Then I think, yes, that's the only team that will give them a goal like that, because you have to be able to score all game long.
For sure.
And nobody in the state besides Walton is able to do that, score all game long, besides Mill Creek. Mill Creek's the only one in the first quarter and the fourth quarter. They're still putting points on the board. They're still moving the chain. They go ahead and look, they can mix up the play caller, running and throwing, and they have the big play threat with the receivers they have on that team and the running back DB with Caleb Dennis.
All right, and we are about a couple seconds away from the second half kickoff. Thank you to Alex Benson for joining us here at halftime, giving us a recap of the action around the state. Brooks Austin will come back on the call here momentarily. Of course, I am Colin Oakes. Glad to be with you here at Osborne High School, Kennesaw Mountain, showing why they are one of the top teams here in 7A, trying to win this region. Starting region action both games, and Brooks, you're back. How was your halftime? You ready to go?
Ox. Colin Ox. What's up, baby?
Doing all right. How are you?
I just made a theme song up for you. How do you think I'm doing?
I was going to say, well, you're mispronouncing my name, but that's all right.
Well, just
but,
go with it, man.
The ox. I thought we're get on the ox. Dude, I hope we get some good hype. We got to get something going. Osborne's got to get something going.
I'll tell you what, you're just playing.
Yes.
We'll probably have a running clock, so that's okay.
That's a good start.
It's okay. We got about, 58 degrees up here on top of the box. A little breeze blowing. Doesn't feel too bad.
No, not bad at all.
Yeah.
Not
could
bad at all.
Could be much worse on an October evening.
Especially since I forgot a jacket, so that would have been very bad.
I as well. I was telling my wife on the way over here.
Shorts and T-shirts for both of us, yep.
I was telling my wife on the way over here, last time you're going to get to wear the 5-inch inseams, probably for the year. So, skies is not out, but the thighs is out here at Osborne High School. So, yeah. Next week is probably Lululemon pants and some sweatshirts. You know what I mean? Big-time hoodie season guy.
Classy guy over here, Brooks Austin.
Big-time hoodie season guy. Can't hide money, as my stepdaddy used to always tell me. So, yeah.
The height of fashion in your closet, I am sure, over there.
I
at
guess.
Casa de Austin.
Somebody on Twitter said that I only wear graphic tees and, Air Force Ones.
That sounds like a compliment to me.
I mean, they nailed me to a tee tonight. Kickoff of the second half right here. How about them apples?
And here's the kickoff. Osborne's going to start with fielding it at the one there. Thought it might have trickled out of bounds. Does not. Stays in. And, well, Osborne's going to start the second half kind of how the first half went. Not well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Salam, I don't know if I'm telling, Walters right there to not try to do something or not try to make a play, because he's about the only one who has been able to make plays tonight for this Osborne football team. So if Khalif Waters wants to catch a ball at the 3 and try to return it, by all means, go for it.
I mean, that was a trick. You think that may either bounce out of bounds or in the end zone, but then again, if it stays in play and you don't field it, that's a live football. So it's a tough situation for Walters there on what to do. He picks it up, keeps the possession, but in a hole now are the Cardinals, starting at their own 11-yard line.
I'm swimming in my own head for the ox joke that you didn't like. Come on.
And here is Walters getting out to the 20. I was just in my head trying to figure out where you went for the half, and you came back like all caffeinated and ready to go.
I let Alex do a little work for once. That's what I did.
Good times on top of the press box here at Osborne High School, and making that duo of a tackle, just running into a brick wall there, was Walters.
Yeah, they're going to bring up 3rd and short right here for Osborne. About a 3rd and 2. I might stick with the run here again.
Give it one more crack. 3rd and 2.
Give it the old puncher's chance.
Right. Here's the snap. And Burr's going to keep it himself, and he will get the first down. Out across up to the 30-yard line. Help from the big boys pushing that pile, getting the first down for the Cardinals.
Was that an attempted Burr? I think they just the PA announcer here just let out a Gucci Man Burr. I don't know if you know who Gucci Man is, but that's who Gucci is.
I do. I'm ashamed I was not more paying attention to the PA announcer. That is actually rather hilarious. And here's a flag on the field, and if this is indicative of the first half, it's probably going against Osborne. Osborne just gets something going, and then Laundry gets on the field, and it derails any sense of a drive the Cardinals have been.
Pretty sure they're going to call him for an illegal procedure or a false start. I don't think they got set on the top side of the screen right there.
Like it, and you're right on the spot with that call. Going to back it up. 5-yard gain becomes a 5-yard loss.
So I was wrong. They did not elect to, go with the running clock here in the second half. So you folks are going to be here with us for a little bit longer.
All right.
Shouts out Mom. Shouts out Dad. Shouts out Sway.
Burr in the shotgun. 1st and 15. Walters fakes the handoff. Burr keeps it and just gets stuffed for no gain.
Look like number 50, Jacob Smith, the nose tackle right there on the play for Kennesaw Mountain. He's played really, really well tonight as he gets a breather as their backup nose tackle, Ja'Cory Daniel, comes onto the field.
Lot of big bodies up front for this Kennesaw Mountain team. Good to rotate them in. Keep all the big boys fresh. We got a 2nd and 15 here for the Cardinals. Here's the snap to Burr. And that is thrown right into the hands of Hayden McDougal for the interception.
I don't think he saw him at all. I mean, he threw it right to the chest of McDougal.
Definitely did not see the linebacker just spotting up, reading the eyes of the QB and getting the easy interception.
The 4th interception of the game?
I believe so, yes.
Wow.
I think 4. I actually.
No, it's definitely 4 because Jalen Mosley's got 2.
Jalen Mosley's
right?
got 2. Yes.
They had the pick 6 return for a touchdown. It taught you, and then
that
that
is
interception
the 4th
right there to
interception.
McDougal.
You are correct.
This is a football team from Osborne that even in their blowout wins this year was really, really turnover prone. I mean, they're prone to give it to you.
So not that the Mustangs needed any more help, but they start with great field position here at the Cardinals' 15-yard line. Prangley in the shotgun, takes the snap, handoff to Jenkins. He'll go up the middle.
He's got some real burst, man. Every time he touches the ball, he's just like a jitterbug.
He gets that handoff almost at full speed right there, and he gains about 4 on the first down play.
Undersized back, but I mean, real threat with the ball in his hands.
Jenkins, 5'7", 170. Actually, both the running backs listed at 5'7", 170, Simpkins and Jenkins for the Mustangs. Good old classic scat backs here at Kennesaw Mountain.
Tight end's eyes left, indicating motion.
Motion out, and it's the little shovel pass there to Kyle, and Kyle's look like, well, he just got to drag all the defenders into the end zone.
Yeah, that's the old
touchdown Mustangs. Doing the gritty.
That's the old Andy Reid shovel pass to the tight end. We call that the Kelsey shovel. We've seen it a couple weeks, on this channel. We've seen some teams trying to hit that shovel pass. Not a lot of them been able to execute it. Kennesaw Mountain had the required downfield blocking that it needed to actually make that hit. Obviously, Earl Kyle doing a great job after the catch, dragging some defenders into the end zone. But that one was a tutty from script. The day they called it, or the day that they designed that one this week, was the day that it was going to score against this Osborne defense.
As the second touchdown on the season for Earl Kyle, the big 6'4", 243 senior tight end for the Mustangs. Extra point is good. 42-0 now for the Mustangs over the Cardinals.
And don't worry, there's only 20 minutes of game time left in this football game. Okay, so we got a whole 2/3 of a third quarter left, and we got an entire fourth quarter. So don't you go nowhere. We got us a nail biter here at Osborne High School.
Band is certainly still going strong. Did have the homecoming festivities at halftime. You have any memories of homecoming, your high school years?
No comment.
No comment?
No comment.
No comment. All right.
I think we dubbed up Our Lady of Mercy or something. We always did a good job of not scheduling the number 1 and number 2 team in the region on homecoming.
On homecoming, yeah.
Now, college, not so much. I never won a single homecoming game in college.
And that kick is...
Oh, my God. Everything
what a
going
bounce. Wrong. Stays in play, and Walters just has to shrug his shoulders. What else can you do with that?
It's just a bad night of football for Osborne. Every bounce going the way of the Mustangs from Kennesaw Mountain.
It's a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is. Right now, ball sits on the 4-yard line of Osborne. Still awaiting the call from the official, and they're going to pick up the flag. No foul. 1st and 10 from their own 4. Where Osborne starts this possession, trying to get on the board. I feel at this point you want to, if nothing else, avoid the shutout, I guess. You want to take something positive. You have to try to find something positive out of a blowout loss. Got to say, hey, at least we didn't get shut out. Get a good old goose egg. Got a long way to go here, though. Handoff for no gain. 2nd and 10.
The old Da-da-da-da. Hey, I mean that's a go-to.
It's a classic.
That's like the first one you learn as a high school band, right? Little da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? Yeah.
And here's the handoff, and that is Humphrey, I believe. Yep, number 26, LaCorey Humphrey. And we have a new quarterback, actually, for the Cardinals. Joshua Tattershall's taking over for Deuce Burr. First action for Tattershall.
Of the night, not of the season. I would imagine he's played in a lot of these blowouts for Osborne to start the season.
That is fair. Fair point. But yeah, Deuce Burr's day seems to be done. Tattershall's show for the rest of this ball game. Got a first down here for the Cardinals. Starting receivers are still in. Got Cook to the near side.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't see Burr.
Into the wide.
Actually, I do see Burr on the sideline behind the offensive coordinator, Coach Ironside, as Itachi brings that play to a quick halt right there off the edge.
LaCorey Humphrey tackled for about a loss of 3 on the play. Humphrey entering the game, 24 carries, 125 yards, averaging just over 5 yards a carry for the junior running back. Got 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Tattershall keeps it himself. Gets over the 20-yard line to the 23. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 7.
Someone needs to let the home PA announcer know that Burr is out of the game.
I would, but that is a very long ladder I would have to climb down, and I am currently preoccupied. I think someone's on it. But yes, it is Tattershall in.
You know, for being on top of the press box tonight, I felt like we had a pretty good view.
We do. This is
pretty good call, too.
Really excellent sight lines here at the stadium.
I mean, at least you've been good. I don't know about me.
I mean,
B minus?
Oh, no, B plus. Give yourself the plus.
Thank you. A little benefit of the doubt. Now, do you think GPAs should be rounded to full, like 3.0s, 4.0s, or should they be averages?
Ooh,
because like an 88 and an 81 are kind of weighed the same on the GPA scale, and that kind of makes me a little bit cantankerous.
If you go to the University of Georgia, they count those minuses and pluses. Yep.
Got to be elite, huh?
I guess so.
Got to be elite.
Not going to lie, I would like that 81 to count the same as the 89, because I am the kid in the class getting the 81, not the 89.
Yeah, I don't know why I just sat up here and acted like I was the athlete or the academic scholar that got the 89 either.
So, penalty on Osborne's going to back it up, and that makes it 3rd and 7. Now
big time,
actually 4th down.
Big time, hey guys, what's the move? Group text to the group project. You know, about 2 days before it's due.
What's the move?
Yeah, hey guys, what's the move? Don't worry, Brooks, just show up and talk.
Right,
I got
exactly.
That one. We got that.
I'll do the presentation. I can talk.
Mister, put me in front. That's what we were doing. Just give me the cue cards.
Right.
That's it.
We got a good chunk of time coming off the clock. We got 4:16 left.
In the 3rd.
In the 3rd, yes. We'll see if they do go to a running clock in the 4th.
I would imagine, yeah. Congratulations to the homecoming king and queen here at Osborne High School. Didn't catch their name. They were dressed well tonight, though, I will tell you that much.
Looked very fancy. Good old part of high school. Get all dressed up, walk in the field. We got punt formation here for the Cardinals. Here's the snap. Fumble in, not able to pick it up, and diving on the football is one of the special teams players for the Cardinals. Going to check the name. That was number 40.
Number 40, Nathan Holman. Unless I grabbed the wrong roster from the floor up here.
No, that's right.
Did.
You got it. That's Holman. Yeah, so he punt, unable to be handled cleanly. Unable to scoop and score, though. Mustangs trying to get that special teams touchdown. They're going to have to settle for first and goal at the 3.
This is where you really find out who you are as a broadcaster. 42-0 in the third. Not a whole lot of talking points left to carry out this broadcast.
Looking at this one-on-one matchup here between Caden Lee and McPherson.
I would imagine they're going to run the football.
You would think.
Nope,
they're going the total opposite way, and result is the same. Touchdown, Mustangs.
That was a back shoulder ball to number 2 at the top of the screen there. I don't even have him on the roster.
He is not on. Yep, Nolan Scott. That is his 7th catch of the season.
Looks like he's been running back shoulder fades all year, man. That was a smooth operation from Cayman Prangley.
Maybe seeing a lot of Scott here in the future. Only a freshman, Nolan Scott.
Maybe that's what that was. Get the freshman his first tutty.
It's now 48.
But, I mean, if they're going to give you the ball on the 3-yard line, you're not a bad person for scoring right there. You know what I mean? And
here's the extra point attempt, up and good. Perfect on the PATs, 7 for 7, 7 touchdowns, 7 extra points, 7 times 7, 49 is the score for the Mustangs.
We're going to see 60 tonight.
Very well could.
Our first 60 burger?
60 burger.
Man, we've had 2 snoozers the last couple weeks, huh?
Yeah.
That's on me. Okay, this one I'm gonna take. This one's on me. Last week I'm gonna blame on Benson over there. He's not really paying attention, so we'll give it to him. This week I'll take the nail on the head on this one. This one's on me.
Kennesaw bout is just too strong for Osborne.
A big score right here from Cobb County, right up the road. North Cobb up 19-0 on Walton. Guys, that's a North Cobb team with no Malachi Singleton right now playing quarterback. They're starting a sophomore at quarterback, and they're goose-egging a Walton Raiders team that can really play football.
And
hey, kicker.
Good
Get
hit.
you some.
Look at that.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know if the kicker's going to be sticking his nose in there anymore, but... And down in South Georgia, one of the biggest rivalries in the state of football here in Georgia high school football. Valdosta up 13-6 at the half on Lowndes.
Always
and for
love
those of you
South
who have
Georgia
ever,
battles.
I was about to say, for those of you who have ever taken a vacation down to Florida, you've passed by that monstrosity that is a Lowndes Stadium. As Carrollton's up on East Coweta 11-7 at the half. They scored right before the half. Braxton Hicks. A big touchdown catch right there from the freshman Julian Lewis. We had those guys early in the year, and we had a heck of a football game between them and Rome.
Oh, for sure. And fake handoff, Tattershaw.
Boom.
Unable to get the edge. Going to go down for a loss of 4. Just want to give a quick shout-out. That was backup kicker Benjamin DeHaas on the hit on Walters. That was a heck of a hit. Love it when kickers prove that they are too actually football players, getting their nose dirty, making a hit on special teams.
No comment. You will hear me say no nice things about kickers. 0.
I know a few NFL teams who wish they had a pretty good kicker. And that is going to be dropped for a sack on the play. And we're getting Christian Winston getting the sack. Backup defensive end.
The Ola Mustangs up 15-12 on Jones County right now. At Jones County, a big score there. Jones County got a bunch of Division I football players on that roster.
Tattershaw hands off. Good move there by Humphrey, getting more than he probably should have on that. Breaking tackles, still only a 4-yard gain, but we'll check the flag. Looks like it's going to be a face mask.
Cartersville up 35-13 on Cass right now. Cass is a really, really young football team. I think the better football is ahead of them moving forward. I think next year's a big, big football season for the Cass Colonels.
For Cass actually season opener, Corky Kell Classic lost to these Kennesaw Mountain Mustangs 26-25. Nail biter there.
And again, I mean, they're starting or playing a freshman quarterback. They got a freshman tackle playing right now. I think they're one of their better players, Jacoby White's a junior. They're a young football team. They're going to be back.
And Humphrey's able to get the first down after the 15-yard face mask penalty. Made it a 3rd and 4. Humphrey gets 6, and the drive continues for the Cardinals, trying to get that goose egg off the board. Here's the snap. Tattershaw, and overrunning that was the defender. Looked a little awkward. Taking the pass was Kendrick.
I felt like when Osborne's thrown the ball into the flat and tried to work some screen game tonight, I felt like they've actually had some opportunities to get the ball down the field.
I was going to say.
So make a guy miss and actually make something happen after the catch.
Seen a couple good receptions by Kendrick and Horton in those kind of situations.
But like right now, Colin, you got a 5-man box, 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers. Run the ball. It's there for you, but I know you're down 45,
Snap.
49,
Tattershaw.
whatever it is.
Throw is to Kendrick. Minimal gain. Brings up a 3rd and 4.
St. Francis up 14-10 on a Raven County football team. Raven County, obviously the former home of now Georgia quarterback Gunnar Stockton, holds a litany of high school football records here in the state of Georgia.
And here's the snap to Tattershaw. Humphrey unable to get anything on the 3rd down play. Brings up 4th and 5. We're down to a minute here in this 3rd quarter. Here's the 4th down play. Tattershaw throwing it up too high for Horton.
Throwing it up's a great way to describe the way that football was just thrown. He was trying to wait for number 84 right there, Horton, to clear on the little skinny post. He just couldn't wait long enough. He was getting pressure in his face.
Ran out of time. Horton would have had to be 7'3" to make that catch. Fortunately, he is listed at 6'3" on the roster.
Yeah, good Lord, only gave him 6'3", Colin. How dare you shortchange him?
So Kennesaw Mountain's going to come back to the field. 42 seconds here in this 3rd quarter.
With the entire 2nd unit.
Yes, going into the depth chart. So Prangley's day is done. Tyson Harmon, the quarterback now for the Mustangs. Snap to Harmon. There's the handoff. That is Simpkins taking the snap. Harmon on the season, 0 for 4 with the interception. That is his entire stat line on the season. So nowhere to go but up here for Tyson Harmon.
At that point, you should be 1 for 4. They should count the interception as a completion. If you're 0 for your first 4 and you throw a pick, give him a completion. That's the rule. It's about time to rip the show card. We're so far down the depth charts at this point. We ain't got a depth chart on it. As we go to the 4th quarter, Kennesaw Mountain up 49-0. Come on, home crowd, get up. Get up. We got 4s up right now. 4s up. Let's go. Fourth quarter Cardinal quarter. Let's go.
I don't see any fours up there.
I don't either.
I don't see any fours up, Brooks.
I don't either. You know what? We'll bring the energy for them. We'll bring the juice for them right here on this broadcast.
Ask you while we have the chance.
What's up?
You know the Cardinals. There's a lot of Cardinals around. Every Cardinal team has a unique logo. What do you think of Osborne's Cardinal thing?
You know, I like this Cardinal because it's not your standard Cardinal.
It is not.
You know what I mean?
like that a lot. It's not like a Louisville copy. It's not a...
Yeah, and you're right. Like, every Panther looks the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, every Power G looks the same. I mean, here, we got something a little bit different.
But yeah, I do really like the Osborne Cardinal on the field. Not a copycat of the typical Cardinals. Good looking logo. Team not looking as good tonight, but
got good news.
Yes.
I got great news for this Osborne football team.
There you go.
Okay? We know there are three monsters in this region, right? It's North Cobb, it's Kennesaw Mountain, and it is obviously Walton. Three really, really good football teams. Well, guess what? The next 2 weeks, you get Cherokee on the road, not a terribly tough game, and then you get Wheeler on the road. Two football teams that you feel like you can go beat the next 2 weeks. So moving forward, these next 11 and a half minutes of this football game, can we put something on tape? Can we do something that allows us to have some confidence going into next week?
Yep. Very good point. A lot of games left. This is only the first game of the region, and it doesn't matter how much you lose by. It still only counts as a single loss.
Yeah, wins and losses. That's about it.
So a lot of football left for this Osborne team. Coming up, two very winnable region games. And there's a fourth down here play now for the Mustangs. It's going to be a punt by Harmon.
I mean, it would be one thing if you had to play Kennesaw Mountain and then next week you got Walton and then the week after that you got North Cobb.
That would be so deflating.
It would be really, really tough for this football team who, like I said, man, they had to feel like they were on top of the world as a program that has never done this. Never opened a season 5-0, never had this many people for a homecoming football game. They've never been here. So having these opportunities to experience this, it's very, very important for a football team like this that's still relatively young.
It's part of the process.
Exactly, man. It's growing pains that every program crawling out of the kind of cellars of their region have to go through.
And we do officially have the running clock now in the fourth quarter. So we got 10 minutes left in this ball game. Tattersall and the Cardinals trying to get that goose egg off the scoreboard. Like you said, building momentum for those next two region matchups coming up against.
Just think about this, Colin. I mean, I think it's such a great example across the sideline from Osborne right now of what they got. 2 years ago, Kennesaw Mountain, when Coach Carmine took over, they were a 4-6 football team. It's not a football team that's got a lot of momentum, had a lot of historical success as a football program. That's not them. But 2 years later, you know, they've put together two solid seasons in a row as we see Osborne actually show some life offensively here.
Got the first down there, pass to Cook.
You know, last year after a 4-6 season in 2019 or in 2020 and 2021, last year they go 10-2, and this year they start off 5-0 and got a real shot to compete for this region and make a long run into the playoffs.
And here's the handoff to Humphrey. Humphrey unable to break the tackle there by Christian Winston. Getting some good action in a reserve role.
It's just got to be about buy-in, right? It's got to be about, you know, you go around, look at other schools, and you look at the locker rooms, and you look at the facilities. Now, you don't have to match Walton's facilities. You don't have to match North Cobb's facilities. But you're going to have to eventually meet them on the field.
Yep. And Tattershall's going to throw one up to Horton, a little too high. On the coverage there was Michael Bell. It's going to be 3rd and 10 now for Osborne.
still a valuable kind of time period for this Osborne football team. They've still got some players that are kind of getting comfortable in their assignments, getting comfortable in what it is that they do. Still got a lot of new faces on this football team that aren't exactly like 4-year program guys. You know what I mean? Some of these guys just started playing football 18 months ago when Coach found them in the hallway.
Right. And here's the snap, handoff to Humphrey. Humphrey, good job finding the hole, and he keeps going over the midfield line. First down into Mustang territory for LaCorey Humphrey.
PA announcer still giving it. Still giving it his all. I like to hear that, man. That's what you love to see.
It all starts with the announcer. It trickles down from there.
Is that what they told you?
No.
Hey, man.
That's what I tell myself.
Humphrey doing a little Dejon Edwards impression right here. Kind of a little garbage time getting some run right here. He's looking good.
He's got about 30 yards on those last 2 carries combined, and they're moving the ball now. 35-yard line of the Mustangs. Here's the screen to Cook. Cook's going to try to break some tackles and not able to do it.
Be careful. Be careful. Be careful.
You were right. That ball was well off the body there of Cook, but no fumble force. Got it high and tight, high and tight. That's what they tell you.
Day one, plate, baby, on that chest plate. It's the only non-soft tissue portion of your midsection, right?
Yep.
The chest plate that the shoulder pads provide. Your belly is soft. Your arms are soft. That chest plate is not.
Loss of 5 on the screen pass. And that is going to be an interception going the other way. And that was Andrew Meyer on the pick.
Say what now?
Got an interception on the play, and there goes another drive by the wayside for the Osborne Cardinals.
That's 5 INTs tonight. 5.
Yes. We are 6 minutes left in this ball game. Got a feel for the Cardinals. Looked like they had something cooking trying to get that goose egg off the board. And you got to know, even with the backups in, as a defense, you want that shutout.
Big goose eggs. Big goose eggs.
Feels good. Today's age, high score in football, you get that shutout. When you get that chance, you go for it. Mustangs able to preserve that. And here is Simpkins on the handoff. Pile is moving for the first down yardage. Carried by Brian Simpkins. Five minutes to go here in this ball game. Mustangs up 49-0 over the Cardinals.
This will do some drastic kind of altering of the season statistics and averages for Osborne, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it would.
Come into the football game scoring 50 and allowing 8 a game, and you give up 49 and don't score.
Almost the exact complete opposite of what they've done so far this season. Yep. Minimal gain there on first down brings up a 2nd and 9. Mustangs content to use every second of that play clock. Just trying to get out of here.
What's the post-game vibes?
Post-game vibes?
What's the post-game vibes? What's the move?
Well, I got a 2-hour commute to go back to Athens.
I got to make that commute tomorrow morning at 6:30, so I don't feel nothing for you.
That's fair. Very fair.
We're going to see you tomorrow?
Between the hedges?
Yeah.
I do not have a ticket.
Dang-gummit.
I'll
spare you my credential. You want that?
I was going to say, you guys slide me an extra credential there?
This is my boy Colin.
Right?
He's with me.
He's my +1.
He's my +1. Sir,
wait, you don't do +1s?
Sir, where's your credential? Didn't we just give you that last week? You don't got no +1s. Who do you think you are?
This ain't a wedding. What +1?
Think you are? Brandon Adams? Get out of here. Wrong BA.
Got a third down play here now on the field.
Almost under 3 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. I was worried about traffic leaving.
Ooh, and as we speak, this is looking into something going. Karanja is getting down to the 3-yard line.
All right, Coach, take a couple knees, get it home. I was worried about traffic leaving tonight. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Well, it seems like it's clearing out right now.
I think they kind of already headed out.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, not one in, one out exit to this parking lot. Single lane. Everyone's going the same direction. Not ideal when you got a packed house.
I love this from Coach Carmine right here.
Yep.
Okay. You got a young unit, an offensive unit in here that obviously wants to score the football, but I'm pretty sure I just saw him pantomime knee the ball. I don't know if they're not in a clear victory formation, but I saw him point at his knee. I think they're going to take this down, yeah.
Very
They're going to take this down a couple times. I do appreciate that. And look, I'm not speaking because he's a shorter alma mater graduate just like me, but I like that a lot, man. Like last time you had it in the red zone, you threw a back shoulder fade, got a freshman a touchdown. This time, let's respect the other guy on the other sideline. Let's get out of here.
Very, very classy. Good to see that. Mutual respect. At the end of the day, everyone's a football player, just wearing different colors. So we got 1:40, clock is ticking. Just couple more kneel downs. Kennesaw Mountain will get out of here with a 49-0 victory here at Osborne. So at halftime, Alex talked a lot about the Mill Creek Buford game coming up next week. Don't want to put you on the spot, but you are the lead recruiting analyst. There's going to be a lot of D1 talent on that field. Anything in particular you're looking for probably the biggest matchup so far this season?
Can Buford score?
Yep.
I know Mill Creek can score. I've seen Mill Creek win 45-40 football games. Saw it to start the football season against Walton in the Corky Kell Classic. I don't know if Buford can win a shootout. I know Buford can win 24-16 football games, 21-17 football games, tightly, highly contested football games. I know that. But if they're asked to score 38 points tomorrow, can they do that? Or next week, can they do that? That would be the question to me. I know Mill Creek's going to score points. I know Caleb Downs is going to be a transcendent football player. The other questions are, hey, can Buford do enough offensively to match?
And that is definitely going to be one of the games to look out for next week. As far as this week here at Osborne High School, game is in the books. Teams going out to midfield, shaking the hands. Kennesaw Mountain comes into Osborne, homecoming, leaves with a 49 victory over the Cardinals. That'll do it for me, Colin Oakes. Thank you to Brooks Austin. On top of the press box here at Osborne High School, we're signing off 49-0 victory for the Mustangs.
Mama, I love you. I'm out here, boys. We'll see y'all.
All right, see you, Brooks.
I pack up, but